Wow. 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 Wow, guys. Wow, there's 8 waiting right now. Impromptu stream. We got a lot going on. Let me tell you about a little bit what's going on. What I've been talking about today, what I've been looking into today. Number 1, Maximus Dao, Gold Key. Just absolutely crushed the game. Props to those guys for chasing their dreams and doing something that they wanted to do, and it absolutely crushing. I mean, in $150 million stake, is that I think I just wrote somewhere that was the 18th highest hex holding, and or something like that. I can't remember the exact number. And then, like, if they get to 200, it'll be like top 10 or something like that. Anyway, big stuff. That's big money, guys. Come on, guys. That's huge money. Are we seriously not? Like, that's crazy. There's also a couple other things I want to talk about while I'm here. One, there's this thing called Fiat. It's an AAVE fork. I've been playing with the testnet. It's been interesting. I'm not promoting it at all. The testnet's just out, so I've been playing with it. 2, Tornado Cash. GRC does not know what Tornado Cash is. He wants to know. But I also want to talk about the Tornado Cash fork, Hurricane Cash, that seems like it rugged. We also want to look at the hex price because it's kind of mooning while Tangent hides under his bed crying because he knows he's going to have to face Orca on hex in the morning one of these days. And but guys, I'm going to play this song. Share this out if you don't mind, guys. I'm going to pop this in here. This is an impromptu night stream. If it works out, oh shit, Chad's listening to us at the gym. If this works out, I will do this more often. So if you guys want me to do this more often, I am going to drop the link in here. I'm going to actually drop Hex Orca's link because I've been tweeting so much today that I feel like people are going to be like, dude, you're shut up. All right, so let me, oh no, this is this one. Boom, retweet, boom, copy, drop down. Tornado Cash. Oh, hey, Bran. Yeah, I know. I understand what Tornado Cash does. Her Cash hasn't talked in their Telegram or Discord, or at least their Discord got dropped. Their Twitter has not messaged anything since February, early February. And I'm a little bit curious about what's going on there. Is that a complete rug? Are we not rugged? Is Hurricane an absolute rug? What up, Night Owl? Hexycat. Yeah, GRC's up and at 'em. Might even take a little spruce off the energy drink. Not scared. Hashtag not scared. Guys, anyone who's up at this hour and you're drinking a beer, having a water, drinking a tea, you're about to listen to a banger. Biceps in the chat, guys. Nighttime, biceps in the chat. Yeah, take that, all you freaking dorks.
Young folks, you tripping on them motherfucker.
Richard Hart. Richard Hart.
Bought my hex from the fucking start. Point one every day we mark. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Checking my MetaMask moving. Look at the hex, he is mooning. Looking at wives they be choosing. Peter is why they be losing. Pro chains out, now get me a check. He's gas up and it got me a mess. Remember the times he died, collect. Hex I been eating, I'm dying in the best. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this post, I ain't letting go. Swerving the ring like a Lambo. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this post, I ain't letting go. Swerving the ring like a Lambo. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Richard Heart. Richard Heart. Richard Heart. Richard Heart.
Sorry, guys, I was grabbing a brewski. Dude, this
That
is
intro
so
gets me
much
pumped
better
every
than my
time.
other job, dude.
I bet. Yeah, this beats working.
I love this. Hex Orca, how are you doing today? You're double dipping.
loving today.
What a wild day. Let me know right away if my mic rugs. by the way.
No, your mic's beautiful right now, man. And today's been awesome. It's been an upbeat day. And I'll tell you what, I was actually, I don't know if you caught it on Sam's channel earlier, but thanks to you and your crypto fitness challenge, I made a responsible decision while I was grocery shopping because I'm not in the challenge officially, but that's because I had already reached, like, I had gotten to peak fatness. So it's like, I don't need to bulk up anymore, guys. I really want to get slimmed down. And I was at the grocery store, and my degenerate side was like, man, we should get some pizzas, man. Wouldn't pizzas be tasty? And I was like, no, man, stay clean, stay focused.
Hey, dude,
So
I'm
we got
telling
that
you,
chicken,
though,
beef, rice, fruits,
this is
veggies.
where I change shit up. I know you probably hate making food, right? Like that. is
Sure,
probably
yeah.
Any dudes hate making food. Let's be real.
Yeah.
But like, if you have a freaking, what do they call it? If you have an air fryer, a nice pita bread, some good marinara sauce,
Yeah.
and some mozzarella cheese, dude, you can kill that craving, and you can have 3 of them, and it's the same
Right.
as.
That's
So
probably
guys,
the play.
if you really want to double down, I eat French toast every day with syrup. I eat fruit every day.
Nice.
You know, it's not about what you eat. It's about learning about your body, and it's an emotional thing. Being heavy is an emotional thing. It's like, it's also like an insecurity thing because it's like, and this is true. It doesn't matter what anyone says. And everyone has insecurities, including myself. Bodybuilders know better than anyone because they're neurotic about it. You're putting yourself in a position where maybe the limelight's not on you as well. Like there's certain people that they get nervous by, like, that's a lot of attention too. Like having a super, not like normal body, but like being super ripped, there's like a certain amount of attention. Some people like to stay away from, like they eat themselves away from that attention almost as like an emotional wall because it's hard to confront social stuff sometimes. And like, that's almost like inviting a lot of social action, right? It's true, but it's also just important that people realize as they get older, like I used to be way more in shape than I am now. All my whole life, I was a skinny little kid. No one ever looked at me like any sort of weightlifter at all. It makes no difference. Like nobody other than, I mean, for chicks, yeah, it definitely makes a little bit of a difference. But in general, no, nobody cares. As long as you're like, don't seem like you're unhealthy to the point where like, clearly this dude's neglecting himself to the point where that's where it gets a little bit like mental healthy. Like you don't want to neglect your organ health.
Yeah.
Clearly.
No, I agree.
Dude,
I was doing a lot more walking and cardio. Yeah,
let's talk
man.
about crypto a little bit. I talk to Sam so often about fitness. My God. So what do you know about Tornado Cash? Have you ever used Tornado Cash? And if you're not an expert on it, that is totally okay.
I've used it. I don't do a ton of anonymity coin, but it's kind of a smart contract designed to allow you to deposit funds from one address and then withdraw them from a different crypto address. So even though it's you on both ends, it appears to be a different address on the receiving end. And if that was like a fresh blank wallet that had never interacted before, it would just be sort of like a random deposit into this wallet that has no prior history in the market and things like that, coming from a privatized.
How did they do that?
Direction.
So
it's pretty complicated.
Yeah,
from a technical level, but
it seems very complicated because I'm trying to think of like how this is decentralized, right? Like, how is this even a part of crypto? Yeah, is Huracash have a coin? I mean, does Tornado Cash have a coin?
Yeah.
So people have bought Tornado Cash coin, and is that how you use the system?
So the system is you take ETH and deposit through the Tornado Cash smart contract. which then essentially what happens is it's using a smart contract to like fool the blockchain, and it takes two entries, one that's like where your crypto really is, and then one that's just like a nullifying random address to trick the system. And it sneaks your money into the address while convincing the blockchain that it was actually like an independent third party that made the play as opposed to you. The coin,
It's like a VPN for transaction.
yeah. It's for people that want to be totally anonymous. And the thing
What
about
can you
these,
do that is negative with it? If I was the worst guy in the world and I was like, I'm going to use this for evil,
you could fund terrorism.
is there a part of this that could cause issue?
In terms of like the ethics behind it, that's kind of the socially enforced network sort of thing. So people haven't had any gripe enough to like stop supporting Tornado Cash, and I don't think it's going to ever like go away. It's a useful protocol. So is Monero. The thing for people to consider is that anonymity isn't really a layer of security that most people need. Like pseudonymity, which is what we have with your super long address, and like I don't know that that's Jimret Crypto's address. It's just an address. That's good enough for 99% of people. There are reasons that you may want to, depending on your risk tolerance and your belief in government and things like that, you might use Tornado Cash for all sorts of reasons.
I understand the reasons why. Let me read some of these chats real quick. Totally ignored the whole entire chat. That's a good host by me. Lazy Hexakin, great to see you. Now, the cool part about switching up your time a little bit is you totally get a little bit of a different audience, which is absolutely great. Lazy Hexakin, how you doing? Great to see you. Nice beard, full of testosterone, enraged thickness. Hex Boy, how you doing? Hexakin Papa. Zach Taylor. Valiant Brand. God damn it, Valiant Brand. You are such a class act. It's redonkulous. Absolute class act. Brand's in the fitness challenge. His mom, his dad, his family, all in the fitness challenge. And they want the gold. Your boy, yo, listening to your boy, GRC at the gym. That's Chad Donner Swans, people. He's a regular here at Hex in the morning. But this is Tornado Cash anonymizes your crypto. Yes, Hurricane Cash is not a fork. Oh, it's not a fork of Tornado Cash, so it's just it's Monero.
I believe they're their own. Yeah, I believe that they were their own project using Monero as their basis.
Now, I think it's almost official that they are.
I saw some comments earlier. They said that the Telegram group was still up, so maybe
The
it's a
Telegram
different
is
channel or
still
something.
active. Why everything else not active? Can we get some answers? Did anyone sack for Hurricash? You were sacking for everything if you were sacking for Hurricash. A-Bit, how are you doing, brother? Great to see you as always. Thanks for everything you do in the community. Been seeing you all over the place, posting about the fitness challenge. God bless America. Hold on one second. We got a special guest.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up, Steak and Ace?
Steaks.
It's Zach for short.
Sure.
What's up, dude? How you doing, brother?
Good. How about you guys?
We're
Doing
doing
awesome.
good. We just we're talking about Hurricash and all that stuff. You have any insight on that or no way?
I've talked to the guy like once or twice in a Twitter space. Seemed like he was very knowledgeable, talking all about it and stuff. But that was it. That's all I ever heard. One Twitter space, some guy talking about Hurricash.
Sounds about as sketchy as humanly possible, guys. Somebody fill me in. I want to know. I'm not going to talk ass about them. Well, I already have quite a bit. But I don't know anything about them. And their Discord's shut down. Or their Discord's rugged. Their Twitter is totally rugged. They haven't commented in a month, which in Twitter world is 7 years. If you have not commented on your Twitter in 30 days, you are officially excluded yourself from Twitter.
I can't go more than 30 minutes sometimes. Yo,
Well,
Hex
not
Orca
even
was doing a
one, dude.
live
If you're a
stream.
social media guy, you're a social media guy. Let's be honest. It doesn't matter what your
Yeah.
profession is. Like you are full time, like half full time, fucking steaks and apes.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, we have a very, very special guest. Guys, it's Hex in the evening. I'm totally in my mojo right now. Damn it. Stan, Maximus Dao.
What's up?
What's up, dude?
you guys?
How are you doing? Dude, I want to know how your life has been in the last week. What has the dopaminergic feeling been inside of your stomach when you wake up in the morning, knowing that you've endeavored in such a project that was such a success?
Dude, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I've definitely been refreshing the Maximus Ether scan, just watching it.
Dude, we all have, dude.
It's been crazy. I did not expect it to do what it's done. But it's been fun. I mean, that's definitely fun to watch. And I mean, but like, you know, a lot of people have been like congratulating me, but like this, it's been like so much more just about this community that's formed and like, you know, watching people get excited about it and inspired. And so that's been the most fun, is just you know, being a part of that.
You're under 30, correct?
I turned 30 this year, actually. It's my
Orca,
Yeah.
are you around a similar age demographic? You're
Same
right
age as you,
around
man.
that. Huh?
Same age as you.
I'm 28. So
Nice.
we are all like moving forward. It doesn't matter what anyone said. Age is a factor, right? When it comes to like streaming and being involved and like we are the future of this thing. And a lot of the guys know it too. And they're happy for us and they're happy that we're here. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
happy that we're here. Whether you were in, some people got in 40 days ago. Some people started streaming yesterday. Some people started streaming a year ago and took it seriously. But whatever it is, like the people that are really taking this seriously, like we're all dedicating a very large portion of our lives to this. And it just shows like how amazing this actually is. Like this is such an amazing time in history. It's almost hard to comprehend on the day to day.
Yeah.
Wait, pause for a second. Did you say Hex Orca is 28 years old?
Yeah.
And you can grow a
Dang.
fucking beard like that at 28
Dude,
years
growing
old?
a
That
beard
thing's
is
sick.
genetic. What do you not
Yeah,
know
man,
about beard growth?
It's because I can't grow anything up here, man.
Hey, why didn't you
too much
answer that
testosterone
question?
pumping through me.
Wait, I saw you laugh whenever you and Sam were sitting there doing your YouTube stream, and then I put in a question, why
This
does
is not trapgravity.io right here, okay? We're going to trust him on his age. We're going to trust
No, I'm saying, no, I went into their YouTube stream with Sam, and I was like, why does Hex Orca have more hair on his face than on his head? And
Look,
then
man, I've got more hair on my chest than most people have. Okay, so, I was telling Sam, when I take off my shirt, I'm wearing a sweater.
This is great.
Yeah,
He's
I've
enjoying a
shaved
drink
literally
for the
every
first
day
time in
for
40
10 years.
days, so he's probably feeling great.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying a
Orca,
beer.
I'm like blown away. Like it seems like you have like a close relationship with Richard Hart. Is that true? Like it seems like you got
please let us
a
in.
line open there.
Please let us in. Let us know.
So I've been lucky enough to speak with Richard on several occasions, and I think that this is probably my fourth or fifth Twitter account that he's followed, and the first couple were pretty anonymous. Like I didn't do a lot for the community; it was more just talking crypto, and he followed those as well. So there's something to be said about. I really respect what he does. I really love the project that he's putting together, and then I try to not piss him off. I try to not interrupt him and annoy him.
Yeah.
And he's been really generous with his time and receptive.
That's awesome. Yeah, I feel like you're one of the few people that really have a line open with him. That's amazing. I mean, we all obviously get to enjoy his streams, but
I try to, every time I engage him, I always remind him that this is totally optional, right? And if you're busy, go work, right? This is just like for fun if you want to talk to me. And then if he ever, when he does reply, I always remind him that I'm very grateful for his time and that I want him and his dev team to be happy and healthy. And I think that sticks with him because he understands that a lot of people have expectations, and the only expectation I have is that he's going to do the best that he can for himself. And I hope that's the expectation he has of me as well. And I think those mutual terms are what allow us to continue those
I
conversations.
take the funny meme approach and spam approach to Richard. That's more my approach. Like I'll spam him so much that I know he'll chuckle his D off at one of these funny things that I say, and he'll just join. Because I send him the StreamYard link to almost every stream I do.
Awesome.
Like, did you see that right now?
I'm always, what if he's chilling there and he's like, I'm bored as shit, fuck it.
Yeah, man, you'll get him eventually. It'll time.
No, and I know. And me and Richard have DM'd a little bit here and there, and
Cool.
he's tweeted me out and retweeted me a bunch. He's clearly supported me my whole way through here. Richard, God mode, you're the man.
Yeah, dude. I tell him, it's like, it amazes me. It's almost like you're everywhere all the time, dude. It's like, I don't know how you see everything, because you got to think too. Like, we see his Twitter activity, but he's got hundreds of thousands of followers, so there's so much activity. It's like, how do you even organize it? But he's pretty efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
he's one of the opposite approach.
Yeah.
I don't
know how you haven't been blocked yet.
I know, me either. Me either, dude. I trolled the living fuck out of him. As soon as he said no to NFTs, that just sparked my interest. I was like,
I'd love to see those tweets. I'd love to see those tweets, what they
dude,
were.
I trolled the ever-loving fuck out of him. Once I had people following him for a free NFT, and I was telling them that fucking ape-seed blockchain bananas. And like, dude, I have talked a lot of shit, and I am so sorry, because I didn't know he was actually ever going to, like, reach out to somebody. Turns out he's DM'd Jim Rat, DM'd Orca, like
about you.
No.
No. I was like, what?
I DM him frequently.
He's like, tell Steak to chill out, bro.
To piss him off.
Richard completely Telegram retweeted the fitness challenge, which was so awesome, dude. 77, like, dude. After that, the thread was doing great, and then it just went nuclear. Obviously, when Richard retweeted it. And it just, because what I do and what Sam does, and the reason I like Sam so much is my whole goal is like, it does not matter what I look like. No one's going to listen to my ass unless I'm spitting fire.
Yeah.
Long term, right? So I'm just going to learn how to spit fire every fucking day. You don't need to be a genius to study all day. You don't. Yeah. You don't. You just have to be there. You have to be there and ready. And that's my job right now. It's like, I'm new to crypto. I want to be here and ready. Like, that's what I want.
They say availability.
That's why this show has been successful, I think, because we're just like, what's going on here? Like, how's everything going? And people are like, oh, I feel that way too sometimes.
Yeah.
I just pulled up my Twitter, and then freaking Too Spooky, he also has DMs from freaking Richard Hart. I'm just so, oh no, never mind. Somebody else posted it. I swear. I need to step my game up.
Trust me, Steak. We're gonna if we go to the top, you're coming to the top with us. No, because you are the best, one of the best marketing dudes in the ecosystem by a mile.
Absolutely.
It's just and that's what you're known for, dude. Like, literally, you're known for being like a marketing guy. Like, everyone's like, if Steak Aches is on your team, like, you're gonna get more clicky poos. That's what I shoot for. And if I'm on your team, like, it's just gonna be biceps in the chat for decades straight. So like, it's just guaranteed.
Hey, like, you gotta give credit to Steak and Apes, because like the way that he approaches the internet is so welcoming and like positive. Whereas like every now and then I go a little wild. Yeah. Like, I might get savage at some people. I'll tweet at them and let them know what I'm thinking. But Steak and Apes is always like, quick with the memes, quick with the new NFT joke, like just to throw in the conversation. It's like, how can you not love that?
I dipped in when you guys were talking about Tornado Cash. It has a ZK node verifier, which has to be hosted on the cloud. It's not decentralized. Wow. What a project that would be to dive into. My God, I'd rather die than someone says I have to come up with something like Tornado Cash. How many different avenues of like, just stress are there when you're doing that code? I'm sure, because that's complicated, right? Like, one, you have to be decentralized, you have to have a coin, and the whole thing is basically like showing people that you're not doing transactions, so it's going to get heat off the jump. Like, but people use that shit. The guy who robbed me used it.
Richard's a huge proponent of Tornado, and I think he's maybe more preferable to Monero for some things, but Tornado definitely for a lot.
Now, is Monero, and I know I've heard only good things about Monero as far as just the brand. Like, I've heard good things as far as crypto is concerned, right? Like, in the crypto world, Monero has been better than average, I guess. So what is Monero relative? Are they different in any way?
I haven't used Monero. I've only used Tornado Cash like twice in my life, because I wanted to just see kind of what the input output looked like. But I haven't used Monero. I remember reading up about it and coming across a couple of concerns about its centralization as well. I don't know if that's been adjusted or not. So you'd need somebody else with more depth.
The thing I don't like, so like, the thing I've been really enjoying with Maximus is like watching transactions, and like some of these whales, like they're making like alpha moves. I'm like learning about these new platforms that they use, but like it's really fun to be able to watch like how people move their money and like what transactions they're doing. So yeah, I don't know, but back to like Hurricane Cash, it's not looking good, and I don't know how much was sacrificed for that. I hope it wasn't a lot, but definitely looking like a rug for sure.
Yeah,
one of the first rugs.
Their Telegram, I mean, their Discord's totally gone. I mean,
Mhm.
not gone, but not responsive. Their Twitter's completely not responsive, and their Telegram. There's 2 Telegram groups. One is the Hurricane community, which looks like. Oh yeah, no, it's definitely a rug. No, we are announcing. Still nothing. Who knows where the deposits went? I'm giving up on this. I hope it works out.
Jim, I think your mic's rugged again. You sound a little.
Yeah, man. I know that there were a few Hexicans that had done the sacrifice for Hurricane, and hopefully if they're in the chat, like I'd love to hear if it's still going or not. I didn't sacrifice, so I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we were you're still a little rugged. It still doesn't sound great. Yeah, we were talking about that, and I think, it's just good to point out to people right now on stream, like, be very cautious with the things that are coming to Pulse Chain. I think I fully back like people's being skeptic of new projects. Take what Richard has taught you about like what makes a good project, and then apply that to how you're looking at these things. Because, I do think one thing that's kind of skewing people's minds is that there are actually some really solid projects that are hitting Pulse Chain, and like, preparing for that. And kind of what's skewing, they look at those projects and they're like, oh, all these other things that are launched on Pulse Chain are also great too. And you just have to, remind yourself to be skeptical and do your own research. And, one thing I think we, as a community, as like leaders of this community too, is like continue to teach people how to do your own research. We tell people like do your own research, but it's like really reinforce what does that
do your own
mean?
research,
like,
guys.
Yeah, we're like, no, not financial advice, but do your own research. But like, a lot of people, like even through Maximus, a lot of new people are coming into our community that do not know what we know about good projects. And so that's one thing I encourage you guys to like continue to like teach people what that actually means and what to actually look for, when you're
Yeah, I mean, dude,
things.
I literally do that literally all the time. Like as soon
Yeah.
as I started giving out NFTs for free, like they'll DM me their address, and I was like, all right, get a new like, have you ever done NFTs before?
Yeah.
Get a new address. All right, like create a new seed phrase, because guess what? Like if you thought, so the crazy thing about NFTs versus the normal dust attacks, whenever it comes to like ERC20s and tokens, guess what? You don't see 90% of them, because you have to manually add that token into your wallet, into your phone, into your MetaMask, whatever. You never see it. You've probably gotten dust attacked like a million times, every single wallet, and you just never knew it was there. But with NFTs, guess what? Now they're standing up front ends. So as soon as you go to OpenSea, you're in your hidden section. You're like, oh, damn, that's cool. That's cool. Oh, that one actually sold. That one. Oh, guess what? I'm going to authorize this contract address, give them permission to do everything. And then, damn, there goes my shit.
How's the mic, guys? How's the mic?
Yeah, sounds good now.
Sound better. Yeah.
So quick update, big update. Still nothing. Who knows where the deposits went? I'm giving up on that. I hope it works out, because the idea is good and I sacrifice for the project, but I won't risk losing millions of real Pulse and Pulse X.
You're rugged again. Sorry,
it's
man.
like the government doesn't want Gym Rat to give them.
I was hoping
Yeah.
I was hoping it cleared up, but I just had to point it out. I didn't want you wasting. You were dropping some.
Anyway, it's definitely a rug pull. I gotta grab some. I'm gonna grab something.
All right, dude. So one thing, Steak and Apes. One thing I think that, with pulse chain, it's not just like I want to like destroy the thing of like we're just bringing everything over to like from Ethereum. I feel like as a community we need to like how do we make things better? And like one thing with NFTs in particular, because I've tried to participate in these launches, and it's like the transparency of like whitelisting and launching. Every time I've like participated, it's just been fucked up. Like it's just not been fair. And it just sucks. Like, because there's some projects that I really want to participate with, but like, unfortunately, that's like a lingering thing. Is like, no one's figured out how to do a proper launch with these NFT projects. Those big ones where they're minting all of them. So like, one thing I think that you could, massively improve is like how to do a proper NFT launch on Pulse Chain.
So there's a lot of different styles. There's a lot of different styles, and you definitely have to look at the community and stuff like that, because as soon as something gets put in front of your face, that means there's money behind it. That means they expect an ROI. So as soon as you have an advertisement budget of $1 million, 100,000, 10,000, whatever, you're running ads here, you're running ads there, you're constantly hosting AMAs, they're expecting an ROI.
Yeah.
So as soon as you see that, that should be a red flag. All right. These people, they put a lot of money in marketing and advertisement. That means it's going to see way more people than it would have seen before. Yeah. So they're going to expect that ROI. They have to pay people off. So whenever you start seeing that, be very wary, because that mint is going to mint out very quick. These people are probably averaging anywhere from 1.5 to 2 million in marketing and advertising.
Guys, I found a new chord.
Let's go.
Yeah, about time.
I literally put my hand in the chord box and came out, and it was the right chord. And I was like, God bless America. Guys, we have someone in the green room, someone I really enjoy the company of. Some of you guys might not know so well. I feel absolutely dopaminergic now that my mic's working again.
Dopaminergic.
And now, guys, I want to present to you someone very special to my heart.
Hey, full screen. Let's go.
You're such a dork. I swear to God.
On the big screen.
He said very special to my heart.
Hey, you guys want the pulse or the hex? You want the pulse or the hex? You let me know.
Let's go
pulse. Pulse is good for the evening, man. It's nice and calm.
Yeah. Hex is during the day, pulse is at night, dude.
Ooh, pulse at night.
You need to make a Maximus one now.
No kidding, man. He's got to get his brand up.
So, guys, real quick, Sandstorm. First of all, I'd like you to introduce yourself. How are you doing, brother? And who the heck are you? If people in here don't know who you are.
Okay, so if you don't know me, I am the Sandstorm. I created my channel because I did not like seeing the scams and the rug pulls and the crap on my channel, which if you look it up, it's the Sandstorm on YouTube. And it evolved into just exposing all the crap, and it evolved into let's promote legit stuff. Like, let's show them. And I wanted to make it like based off of the developers introducing the projects for themselves. So I don't do promotional videos and I don't do review videos. I basically keep it very real on my channel. I keep it 100. I tell people how I think it is. I call Ace of Spades an Ace of Spades. And, when the developers come on, I make them present their project to the people, and I let my audience ask questions. And then I ask as many questions as I can think of. And then I got to thinking one night, man, this Hex thing, I really need to look more into it. Because back when I was only on Twitter Spaces, Trap Gravity would come into my spaces and be like, I'm telling you, bro, Richard Hart. I'm telling you, bro, he's the man of the year. Like he was shilling Hex and Richard Hart so hard, and I was like, all right, I need to look back into this. So at that time, I reached back out to Trap Gravity, and I was like, yo, I'm missing out. So let's do a Hex series all week, and then that's kind of how it all started. And I reached out to all the Hex guys, which they've been super awesome. We did a full week of Hex, and then I started doing Hex every Wednesday night. And then Maximus comes along here with Stan the Man and makes this whole new philosophy, this whole new idea. And it's like, in my opinion, I think it's a super game changing. And that's when I was like, we should do another week. Like, we got to do a whole nother week of Hex, because I mean, this is too much to talk about.
Yeah.
Plus the fact that Pulse Chain is like this fucking close to launching now. And
I can't wait.
so not only do I introduce, at least try to introduce, great projects to my community that follow me on my channel, I also introduce them to Hex every chance I get, because it's literally the biggest DeFi project with the biggest ROI, hands down. I don't care if you want to argue with me. Come on, let's argue, let's debate.
Yeah, man. No, you're doing a great job.
It looks like you have some
some
lovers in the chat. Miss Sandstorm, great to see
That
you.
would be the wife.
Heyo.
Oh yeah, man.
Hey,
But
everyone who watches this
man,
show
that's
knows
what
the
crypto
fact
needs.
that you're. Go ahead, Orca. My bad.
No. So I might be getting rugged a little bit, because I think I'm getting delayed on your side.
I was just going to say the fact that he's on this channel, everyone who watches this channel knows we get to the bottom of stuff real quick. And I've been on Sandstorm's show and his stuff. He's 100% transparent, 100%.
Oh yeah,
And he's literally the key. Like, I don't think a lot of people realize, like, Sandstorm is one of those type of people that is the key to the success of Pulse Chain. He really is. Like, you know,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you really are. Like, you know, if you're on our team with Pulse Chain and launching, like, you are that bridge to bring in those other communities that
Yeah, I was gonna say,
yeah.
My channel is like your other Hex channels, because when you go watch my channel, you're gonna see a lot of other small cap community tokens. But what you're not understanding that I'm doing behind the scenes, I'm in Telegram. I'm talking to these developers. They call me all the time. My phone blows up constantly, and like right here, Jules, this guy Jules is messaging me right now about Pulse Chain. I have developers constantly, they're like, dude, what's this Pulse Chain thing? Tell me more about it. And I have so many tokens now that are just, dude, I want it. I want to get on it. Like, I want it on it now. Ethereum is raping all of my investors, and Pulse Chain, if it's really going to do what you guys are saying it's going to do, I'm going to use it. So I've been pushing really hard to let people know about it, and you're already starting to see some of these small cap tokens put it on their roadmap. Like the one that I showed you guys, Banana Task Force Ape. They got it on their roadmap. Pulse Chain, it's coming, and Banana Task Force Ape is going to be on it.
Yeah, well, the thing with Sandstorm, though, that I want to put out is nobody wants to fucking do your job because they're scared. I can't tell you how many people who didn't want to touch me with a 10-foot pole because I had NFT something, you know, in the community.
Yep.
Like, as soon as I started my thing, I was like, yo, NFTs are a good thing. I'm going to give you a free one. I'm going to talk to you about it. Like, let's do this. There's different use cases. There's a lot of interoperability. It's literally the transition of one asset. Like, normally you're buying multiple with a currency. This is a transition of one asset for products and services. Nobody wanted to touch me. And then, you know, so whenever it comes to shit coins and people trying to build in the space, nobody in the Hex community wants to touch them. You can see the transition of maybe some of the members trying to do it now, but they made all of their content in the beginning and they're rooted in the whole Hex ecosystem. So now it's very taboo for them to start moving and expanding and opening up their worldview. So dude, you're doing a great job. You're going to get a lot of hate in the beginning, and you're going to get a lot of hate in the end. You know?
I have a specific set of haters that like to say all kinds of stupid shit, and the best thing that I've learned to do, just block them and ignore them, because their platforms or whatever, they're just so tiny that they really have no effect on anything that I'm doing anyway. So what does it even matter anymore? The more here's what I've noticed: the more you talk about somebody, the more you promote them.
Yep.
And the more views they get. So the more
Yeah,
they talk about me,
yeah.
even though it's a negative light, the more that I'm getting. Like, I'm literally watching my subscriber count go up right now because there's a specific hater group in a Twitter space running their mouth, and I'm like, thanks for the subscribers, bitches.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I get a lot of that too. You know, like people I'm in a good mood a lot of the time, and it just irks people, and I just am happy. I want to go to the gym, shit like that. You know how people get when someone's feeling good and they're streaming and, you know, they're happy online, and then
The comment.
Oh,
no,
Pull that one up.
just to note, too,
Thick-skinned
the one
alphas
thing,
right there.
the one
Which
thing
one?
that I was warned about you guys, right? All of you guys, I was completely warned. Hey, those Hex guys, that's like a cult. Stay away from them. Like, don't go near them. And I'm like,
it's a cult of smart people that make lots
Bro,
of money.
Jim Rat, since I've been talking to you guys are like one of the best communities to be a part of. I mean, dude, you're doing a fitness challenge and giving away money.
Yeah.
He's not even talking. He's not even shilling crypto right now.
I don't
He's in crypto.
He's chilling health.
This guy right here arguably makes the discovery of the year with the Maximus Dao. Everybody keeps trying to make tokens that burn other tokens. This guy literally layered this bitch on top and said, all right, that shit's burning and fucking gone. Like,
he said, we got the answer.
Dude, there's people launching new tokens called burn tokens that don't even do the job that you do.
Yeah.
It doesn't do half the job that Maximus does.
Yeah.
The crazy thing, Sandstorm, like a lot of people who have been in crypto for a while probably came from like a Bitcoin background. And there are some Bitcoin people who either evolved with the times or who just are really Bitcoin maxis. And I have found that a lot of the people who respect what Bitcoin has offered and the evolution of crypto since tend to be in the Hex community. They tend to be very informed. They are veteran crypto traders or investors. And so it's like, oh, they're a cult. It's like, no. We're just like the A team of the Bitcoin
The A-team,
training
like
camp. Like we just
No, we
took
are.
all
We're
the
the
alpha.
savviest guys because everyone in the Hex community is like someone who just wants to grind and learn and change. And like, not everyone's in a good mood and happy all the time. Some people have 5 kids and $1 million bills, but you know what I mean? They're all like truth seekers, right? We're the guys who actually read white papers. We're the guys who actually sit there in the morning with our coffee and are like, okay, everyone's lying to me. Everyone's
I
lying.
love Terrapin.
Tara says, I enjoy watching the rug pulls on the Sandstorm channel. That's only because when the rug pulls happen, I'm literally like the only YouTuber that'll make a video about it. Everybody else is like, rug pull.
Well,
oh my God,
Sandstorm.
don't touch it. Don't go nowhere near it.
They don't want to be associated anymore.
Well, Sandstorm, do you know about the rolling Twitter thread that Richard Hart has?
No.
Where he literally literally interjects every single rug pull and everything bad in crypto into one thread.
One day I see Sandstorm and Richard Hart 1v1 in an amazing stream.
Hell yeah.
I hope and pray that I can
you.
have the amount of haters that Richard Hart has one day.
Oh, me too. Me too. Dude,
Yo,
I
I'm
have
telling you.
so many. I don't even know what the future holds because I have so many scam bots on Instagram and I am not even popular at all. Yeah. And I have like 3 or 4 scam bots that every day they wake up and literally try to scam every single person in my friends list. And I'm like, what happened? Like, it's almost like I have to unfollow. It's the whole, I am super curious to see if Elon Musk puts any effort into the scam bots, and if he has any morality whatsoever.
They'll knock it out in 30 days, man. They'll knock that shit out in 30 days with a CAPTCHA and some other authentication. It's
just ridiculous what they let people get away with. The freaking social media is disgusting. I cannot wait for us all to be filthy rich so we can say frick off and do our own thing, because in the next 10 years, let's be honest, like, it's not going to be YouTube. It can't be. There's no way. There's no way at this rate of unless someone buys it out, of filtering people. You can't even say certain words. Every time in the stream someone comes on, I'm like, hey, can you like chill about talking about that specific subject with the hard keywords? Because I'm scared they're going to take my stream down. Because we talk about all the shit. We talk about the CDs, you know, all the shit, all the fucking everything you can talk about, but we just like skip all the words. But I'm gonna thank you for bringing up the fitness challenge. I totally forgot about it because I'm a little bit drunk, and I've had 2 beers
A
now.
little bit drunk.
2 beers now, a little bit tipsy, guys. If you haven't signed up for the Crypto Fitness Challenge yet, go to cryptofitnesschallenge.com. Check out. There's going to be a new commercial tomorrow. So this is the last time you'll probably see this commercial. So the new commercial is already done, but the new website is already updated. But for right now, we're just going to play this because it's hype as fuck.
We're back.
Jim Rat, we
I
didn't
just
get to
smoked
catch you
some weed.
smiling at your picture again.
I just smoked some weed. I did a quick bong ripper.
There you go.
Yeah, but
Gotta get your vegetables.
yeah, no, I ate my vegetables today anyway. But so yeah, guys, that's the fitness challenge. CryptoFitnessChallenge.com. Prizes are up to $15,000 in prizes so far. It's an absolutely free challenge. If you just want to sign up for just so it looks cooler on the numbers board, and you just want to watch everyone post their stuff with their food and the workouts, feel free. And for the 10, 30 to 50 people that are going hard as fuck to win, if you win, Shield Masters is one of my sponsors here, shieldmasters.com. You get a free shield with any design you want on it.
I need that.
Ooh,
Any design you want on it. Doesn't have
bro,
to
you got to get me a shield.
Sandstorm.
Sandstorm, you gotta compete, man. You gotta win
Design
it.
you want for it.
Compete my ass. What you want for one?
3 winners.
How much?
3 winners.
500.
And they're $500. And if you use promo code GRC50, you get $50 off, guys.
What's
Shield
your
Masters.
Instagram, Jim Rat?
Jim Rat Crypto. Watch for the other Jim Rat Crypto 100 accounts that
No doubt.
yeah, I'll make sure it's you so we can. If they start saying anything about Bitcoin mining, just know that's not me. So yeah, guys, that's that. Thank you so much for the support. There's like 200 signups so far. It's been like 3 days. It's so dope.
That's awesome.
Like I totally just Richard Hart retweeted it, made everyone pop off, and Richard Hart Sandstorm. If you didn't see this, I was getting so many. I'm kind of famous in the community for having the most scam bots for being a pleb. So I'm the biggest pleb with the most scam bots, and if you know anything about parabolic trajectory, that is true parabolic trajectory. Check this out, Ray.
If this was me, no, it's not me. And then I saw another guy asking about an influencer. Like I retweeted this Jim Rat Crypto that's having a Hexagon Fitness Challenge. There's guys impersonating him. So asking if this was me.
Just playing
Dude, Jim Rat Crypto came out of Richard Hart's mouth, dude. That's a blessing, bro.
There you
What?
go.
That's
Hey.
crazy.
Win Sandstorm.
Soon.
This guy Sandstorm has literally onboarded everybody on Pulse Chain. Like I'm waiting on that.
Sandstorm has onboarded more people than your average Furu. Not that you're a Furu, but I'm saying there's actually guys in Hex that say they onboard people, but really all they do is chirp their lips. You know what I mean? Sandstorm's actually onboarding people, letting them know about what happens when you stake your Hex.
Hey, Jim Rat, pause for a second. Let's look at the ROI.
You son of a bitch.
Let's look at the ROI on the weekly Hex show
Pull it
that
up.
Sandstorm does every single time he does a week of Hex. I'm just saying the chart pumps every week.
Speaking of chart pumps,
I like
in
that.
all reality, the chart is
I don't know
actually
why
doing
it
a
does,
little
but it
pumpy
does.
poo. There is a bit of a pumpy poo going on, and Bitcoin is looking as erectile dysfunction as ever.
Yeah, man.
38K.
When's our Australian buddy wake up?
When Tangent come on my show tomorrow morning and confess his sins, he's been calling for the Bitcoin pump every day for months.
Oh my gosh.
Months on end, he's been calling for the Bitcoin pump. Absolutely ridiculous.
How many times do I got to tell him, man? How many times do I got to tell him?
But if Bitcoin does pump, I will literally put my shoe in my freaking mouth and eat it.
No.
Like, I do not see it just enough. And it totally could, dude. I don't know jack ass, but just from what
Well, dude,
I
how many
feel,
more countries need to make it a legal tender before that shit becomes relevant? It's like, I don't know, like, goddamn, I feel like every day it's like, oh, this country, it's now legal tender and it doesn't do shit for price. So why are they still doing that? I don't get it.
Mix, aka Jossol. I just call you Jossol. I don't know why I always try to say thank you for the 99-cent super chat. Appreciate you, brother. Hope you're doing good.
Yeah, I think last time, the first Sandstorm Hex week, we had like what, a 4-cent increase in the Hex price.
Yeah, It went from 11 to 15.
Yep, 11 to 15. That's some pretty solid ROI right there.
And then Steak sold it on our heads.
It's doing it again right now, which is funny.
Let's do a competition right now to see who can get the closest to the Maximus Dao end date complete rate. So right now, there's 5 of us right here. I got my notebook right here. So
223.
211.
Right, so Sandstorm. Hey, come on, Sandstorm. You can't be throwing numbers around. I'm about to write them down.
223.
211.
223 for Sandstorm. Okay.
So are we saying how many hex will be redeemed per maxi?
223 million.
How much hex will be pledged by the end of?
Oh,
so how much
total in
yeah.
the okay.
Yeah.
And in the comments too, guys.
What are we at right now? What are we at right now, Stan?
170.
Like 190? 170?
We're about to break 180. I think we're at 179 right now.
That's because it's pumping, baby, because we just had a fucking episode.
So it's at 170 to 180 right now.
179.2 million right now.
Great.
All right, so then I'll put
When we started the show, it was
Friday,
at 170 earlier.
So actually, I think it's Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard is like the last. Yeah.
Are you going to be streaming at this moment?
Dude, I don't know. I got family coming to town again. So I should. I wish I could be streaming partying, but
you gotta commit to it, bro.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah, maybe we'll have a stream party with the fam, but yeah.
All good, dude. This shit's already done. It's like it's.
I'm gonna go with 315 million.
Holy moly!
Has the Godwill moved yet?
Godwill
hasn't moved. Okay, so here's the thing about Godwill. Godwill owns 0 liquid hex right now. I don't know if you guys knew that, but like since his last,
I take it back. I take it back, guys.
No. Here's the thing. I brought that up because for one, if Godwill wants, his copy of Liquid Hex, he's gonna have to buy some. So, we're seeing a little pump here, but maybe the Godwill might buy a big bag before. Even if he doesn't, I hope he mints Maxi. That'd be awesome. But even if he,
MJ Money says last day FOMO 298 million. You got Yargan here saying 1 billion. Oh my!
All right, Orca, throw your number down right now.
I didn't hear anyone else's numbers yet.
No, because
do I have to go first?
I'm gonna go 322 million.
You guys are insane. I hope that'd be dope.
Well,
I think last day, couple last hours, someone's just gonna flex on it just for the flex.
Yeah, the FOMO's. I do feel like the FOMO will get real, and I do feel like I have to highball this. With it being my product, I'm gonna shoot. So 250 is breaking top 5 biggest max link stakes ever. I think 350 might. So I'm going 365.
You're not gonna take the 369. You're not gonna take the hex.
Oh, okay. I gotta do. All right. I gotta do
369.
I gotta do 369. 369 million. Let's go.
Okay,
369.
And I'll be pumping the Twitter to get there. Let's go.
Gold Key's donating 65,000.
Dude, I'm selling my goddamn kidney for Maxi, dude. I don't know what you guys are doing.
Stakes, you're last on the list right here.
I'm thinking. So my game.
What
behind
if
it is
you guess
everybody?
100 million, so it takes 55 million back? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
He put
All
the
I'm
function in
saying
there,
is,
not me. He put the function in there, not me. I didn't.
yeah. If you look at all of the addresses and stuff like that, and you go back to the Pulse chain and the Pulse X sacrifice, all the big money usually moves last.
Yeah.
And they just like to see what everybody else does. And the OA, it seems to always be in control of anything in his ecosystem. So,
You think the OA is gonna mint? What?
dude,
Oh shit!
the OA likes to be in
Why
control. That's
wouldn't
what
the
I'm saying,
OA
dude.
mint
Like,
though? Why wouldn't the OA mint if you really think about it? Because
So the psychology. I mean, so the OA did mint very very early in Hex, right? But since so the game theory with the OA is like by holding all this liquid hex, they eat up. You know, they're eating the inflation every year over year. They're eating inflation. So, you know, in working in the best interest of hex, like I would love for the OA to just like hold liquid hex. But you know, OA, if you're listening right now, if you are on stream, you're more than welcome to mint. That'd be awesome.
my people can talk to your people.
Yeah.
Dude, like the same thing happened with
the OA
Hedron.
only hangs out on Joker's stream, not mine.
No, but the same thing happened to Hedron. Like the last couple days. Well, what was that? The 10x, then the OA minted and shit like that. So I don't know.
I wouldn't. Can you say a number, bro? Because I got my pen right here. You're the last.
All right,
Take it, H. He needs your number.
512 million.
Oh.
He likes to be in control. The OA likes to be in control. That's why he's the fucking OA.
$500 million.
That would be
guys. Next Wednesday, let's all come back on the show, and we'll come back to this and see who is the closest.
Let's do it.
I think that if you, in my opinion, if you extended it a week, 1 week, you'd hit $1 billion.
Yeah. Well, we started. So, like, the idea would initially we were going to do a 30 days mint phase, but you know, with the impending Pulse chain, we wanted to launch before that, so everyone gets their copy, and then also the Hedron bonus was a factor, so we shortened it to I think it's technically like 15 days, but it's, you know, it's the 14th day in order to like lock in the better Hedron bonus and hopefully launch before Pulse chain. But if we did a 30-day, I don't know where we'd be at. It'd be crazy.
Yo, what if like freaking like 100 million more hex just get dumped like 3 or 4 times like last second? Because that's what happens, right? They do like 4 or 5. Like I remember, well, the OA goes in on stuff right at the end because, well, the difference between the game theory is the reason the OA was going right in the end because they wanted every regular person to have the better multiplier because
they didn't get the bonus. They sacrificed after the bonus phase was over, so they didn't get you know they weren't screwing anyone over. But they still controls, you know, the.
I think a flexor wallet's going to come in and just flex on it just for the flexi poo because you know some of those wallets just like to throw their numbers around just so they know everyone. Hey, we're active. We're here.
This is not.
I mean, if you guys watched like this last,
interesting in a way where I don't have to give you my money. Yeah, like it's really great.
This last. So I thought what happened this last weekend was going to happen the last like 4 or 3 days. But like, I don't know if you guys watched them, but they were just people like popping like 100 million, like easy, you know, like whale after whale was just dropping 100 million. So, and I have been watching those wallets and they do have a lot more hex that they could. So it's going to be fun to watch, but I love the estimates and we'll see next Wednesday what happens.
All right, can we read it?
This is what a great time to be a streamer, a hex guy, anyone who's doing this kind of shit within NFTs, Pulse chain, anything. This is the most parabolic thing to be talking about right now for certain. Like even Sam said it himself. Sam's straight from the Tesla and the bodybuilding world, and he says the second he got over here, his engagement just like 4x that he didn't even know what he was talking about yet.
That's awesome.
Like you know what I mean? So
my engagement with the hex has actually been pretty small. I don't really have a lot of hex viewers yet, but it doesn't change the fact that most of my developers that I talk to are like, I like that Pulse chain.
Yeah, I like that.
No, I mean this is the time for any streamer. I mean, like, so the past like 2 years for streamers, it was pretty strict on you don't talk about anything except for Hex. Like you don't, like there was no open discussion there. It's just you didn't do it. And Richard Hart has kind of opened up this door with Pulse Chain is that we do need to be more accepting with like people coming over because that benefits all of our Pulse Chain bags. Like it's
So
just natural.
That's why.
Yeah.
He was not very receptive. All right.
No.
There's
So
been a long transition, guys.
No, it's an evolution of our community right now that we're going through.
Yeah.
But
So
for
when
for
people
streamers that
warn
talk
me
about
that-
other things, yeah.
When people warned me that you guys were a cult, they weren't necessarily wrong.
No.
But over time, it has evolved into, hey guys, have you heard about Hex?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
one
'cause
of
at the end of the
I've
day,
been
like-
coming in, I've been streaming for 45 days.
Yeah.
Right. Like I've only been streaming for 45 days, and I don't. Nobody made rules for me. There was nobody saying, Scott, you have to say this. I said, I don't give a fuck what y'all think. I don't have enough money to care. Well, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, in Hex, of course, I do for me, but like Hex is a mutable code, so it's like at the same time, I can speak on whatever benefits me. I told everyone I was changing the name right away because I tried Hex. It didn't work. It didn't work. Hex in the morning didn't work. I had to.
Your mic's rugged again, GRC.
Look at his face.
I thought you got a new cord, man.
He's like, it works now, guys. It works.
It has to go off of what we were discussing, though. It has been an interesting evolution, and obviously, a lot of that maximalism comes from the respect and affinity that some people have for a lot of great advice that they've been given for years for free by Richard Hart, including not financial advice, but crypto awareness and literacy, which has really propelled a lot of people who otherwise maybe wouldn't have grabbed the bull by the horns. They felt the confidence to go in what mattered most. And that's dating back, 5, 6 years, 7 years now. So it's been, it's difficult sometimes to help people understand that just because this one person has done so much for you does not mean that you can't help them by approaching other people in other communities and having a more inclusive viewpoint on crypto. Because with crypto, we all win together or lose together. This is a movement of sovereignty, of autonomy. And if we're so myopic in our goals that we fail to bridge the gaps, then we are easier to divide and conquer because we're doing the division ourselves. And all anyone else has to do is start chopping heads.
100%.
Well, go ahead.
You go. Oh, so even within our own paradigm of like what Richard Hart has taught us, we with what he built with Hex, we depended upon kind of forced delayed gratification. Like I'm just bringing up like one ethos that we've internalized as a community, and even within the Richard Hart ecosystem with PulseX and Pulse Chain, withholding those tokens that have a very high probability of being high appreciating assets, right? They're liquid. And so what I'm looking forward to and what I want to start like instilling in people is like, take what Richard Hart has taught us and take what Hex has taught you with the concept of delayed gratification, and implement that into how you view these other things that you're holding. Because it's like I'm actually worried for a lot of people that are like very afraid to hold a high appreciating asset that they only need Hex. If it's not staked and it's not like locked up, I will sell it. Learning something isn't like when it's forced, it's when it's not forced and you apply what you've learned. So like as a community, I think in this evolution that we're going through is applying that concept of the delayed gratification and not, adopting the diamond hands mentality into all the assets you hold, and living through that, like not looking at like the 100x that we might see and selling, but holding through that and, staying long-term.
Well, I preach on my channel to diversify your bag and don't marry yourself to one crypto. That's one thing that I preach.
Mhm.
But what I will say is, when it comes to literally every other token, I'll sell that shit and I'll never touch my hex.
Well, you
That's-
can't.
those
It's
two things.
staked.
Yeah, those two things.
Well, I
are
don't want to
equal-
touch it because I know the
Uh-huh.
return I'm going to get.
Yeah. But also, okay, so and one more thing. I don't want to sound like we're not going back to that. One thing I do want to say though, and I've said this a lot of times, is like the native hex stake as an investment tool to protect yourself from yourself is so critical. Like for a lot of people, I know myself, like my retirement is my hex stakes that's locked up. Like I'm actually staked already. And it's like kind of the same concept of like a 401k. You just don't think about it. But like with hex, it's even more forced where you're like, I don't think about it, but I do look forward to those gains one day. Right.
Still a damn staker app, man. You're
Yeah, exactly.
refreshing that motherfucker.
Exactly. So even with Maximus, right? Like even with Maximus, it's one of your now many weapons, many tools in your bag of investment that it shouldn't dominate your whole strategy, right? Like you should look at how, like what Hex offers you staking native and what Maximus offers you and all these other things. And I think you were speaking on the Sandstorm about diversification. This is another thing as leaders in this community, like we need to teach people how to not like the way you get wrecked is when you invest too much into something. Like it's okay. Like I fully believe as we're going in this new evolution, like with the insane gains of like some of these tokens, you should like you kind of would be stupid not to test those test those waters where you could see 10x. But as long as you're not over investing, as long as you know your allocation for like shit coins or meme coins or whatever, you're not going to get wrecked. And you hold the things that do hold value, like Hex, as your main, like maybe 60% of your investment, and then this other 40% you do what you want with.
Right. Let me hit on that too. The problem with all these shit coins and the small cap token stuff, people go into these and they're thinking one of these is going to make me a millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is. It just is.
One of them could.
And it's possible. I'm not saying it's not.
Seen it
But
happen.
to sit here and look at every single shit coin and think that one of them, and then you over invest like you're talking about, Stan, you're stretching yourself out way too thin. The mentality that you really need to think about is you have long-term investments, which is where most, at least half, if not more, of your money's put into. And Hex being one of them, Maximus, and then there's several others. There's a lot of good staking small cap tokens now that you can put and stake in and make some good APY on.
Yeah.
There's a few of them that sponsor my channel. Now, your small stuff, when it comes to diversifying your portfolio, it's perfectly okay to throw, if you have the money, to throw a few hundred or 1,000 into this, a few hundred or 1,000 into this. But if you only have $10,000 to spend, don't spread it out over 10 coins, because now you're stretched all your money out, and the chances of you getting any kind of return.
Spread your money out once you already have some money.
Right.
And that's what I feel like is the hardest thing for like the reality of how much investment dollars most people have. If you really think about it, maybe they have $1,000, right? Like if we're being real about normal people, that they're like, okay, I'll throw $1,000 into crypto. The best investment for that person would be to buy Hex and stake it native, and that's their best investment, right? But the goal I want to like encourage people is to like, the goal to make more money is so that you have more freedom to like invest in more stuff. But it's just hard. Like even those people that look at that $1,000 rather than like considering like literally breaking it down with a diversification mindset of like, okay, $600 should go to Hex, and then this $400 should go to, or probably that's a bad, like maybe 800 goes to Hex, 200 goes to like some shit coins. Most people are like, I want to flip this 1,000 into a 1,000x product and then do that, right? And then that's why people get wrecked.
Well, I always tell people, Goldkey, I always tell people like those people that want to get rich off a pump will never be rich in general.
No.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter, right? I have never thought once in my life I'm gonna find a coin.
You really need to pull back your 1000x bullshit and start thinking a lot smaller. If you looked at something and you said, I'm gonna take this $1,000, I'm gonna turn it into 2,000. That's possible. In fact, you could do that several times a day. Literally, I watch the charts with all these shit coins. You could literally do that several times a day. But if you're looking for that 1000x, you're not going to find it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the problem is that I like to tell everybody is good news spreads a lot a lot slower than bad news does. So literally the same exact investment strategy that you guys just talked about. Oh, I'm going to put 10 coins, $1,000 into each one of them. And then one of them is going to 10,000x. I'm going to be a millionaire. Guess what? Literally every TikToker, every fucking YouTuber, every streamer in the world says that exact same things. Hey, guess what? I got Ibu Nidu Doge, something with dog in there. Maybe throw an ape once in a while. Like, come on, meme coins. Like, fuck. But
I still see to this day on certain YouTube channels, blah 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 shit. 1000x gym, and I'm like, you fucking suck. I even hate that you're even telling people that. Like, I hate you.
Yeah. Well, no, like I'm literally trying
real quick. Jen Heck, thank you so much. Where can we donate a gold key, a bigger key that one on the wall needs an upgrade?
You see that? That's my only wall piece is a little gold key. So okay, so I'll give you guys some preface on gold, like where that name came from. So like I have shit handwriting, and like when I started making art, like I was at this like art store and I found these little like wood keys, and then I found the like gold paper that you can like use, and I made these gold keys, and that was like my signature on my art. So that's where gold key came from. Yeah, I do need a bigger key. Yeah, I know. I'm surprised people saw that.
You need a Maximus Dao War Shield, and that's all you need. Get a key next to the Maximus Dao War Shield.
Dude, I know. I'm gonna win this goddamn competition, and then I'm gonna get my shield, and that shit's going up right there. Dude, that's so badass, man.
He's like, send me an address. I'm
Who's got a cooler channel sponsor?
Let's go.
Who's got a cooler channel sponsor than GRC?
Yeah, those are dope.
Nobody.
Are those LED? Are those LED hex lights or no?
Sandstorm got about 20.
I need a Sandstorm shield. Sandstorm, I'm gonna get that. Send me a design. Will you send me your design?
I need a Sandstorm.
Sandstorm, where'd your name come from?
Carolina football.
Hey,
South Carolina.
I'm just saying, there's a Sandstorm 8
every day.
That would look pretty dope on a shield.
No tariff. I do not want a fucking St. Thomas shield. Stop that.
I love tariff.
Every time that Carolina's about to play a home game, they always start it with the Sandstorm, and everybody.
Oh hell yeah, dude! That's one of the most badass intros.
Yeah. So
one of my best friends lives in Charleston. And I've always wanted to visit, but I've heard the people in South Carolina are just like the best people. That's awesome.
Dude, I love going to Carolina games, and I'm supposed to take the wife to a bunch of them this year because being a truck driver, I didn't have a chance to do that. But
that's awesome.
Now that I'm home every day, we're looking forward to going to some Carolina games this year. And I do not want a St. Thomas shield, so fuck that at all. I don't want that at all. But I will take a custom Sandstorm shield. That'll be sick, and I'll pay for it because I paid for my NFTs. I'll pay for my shield.
Hey, if you use promo code GRC50, you get $50 off.
And you also get money.
And I get some money.
Very cool.
So I'll make sure I use
what? The guy who made Shield Masters has been my best friend since I was 12 years old.
That's awesome.
So it's been fun.
Dude, hook him up. Let him get on the channel too. Sponsor.
No, he don't like none of that.
He don't like that.
No. He like.
I always ask him. He's like, "What do you want me to say?" Like, he's like, he's just not one of those guys. He drinks beer and makes shields. Like that's like.
That's
does he need an employee? Like
that's a lifestyle, dude. That's
I
a
feel
fucking
like we could be best
lifestyle.
friends.
I don't think they pay you just for the drinking beer part. I think it's the making shields part that
Bro, what about swords? Is it just shields or does he make like
I know
weapons
how to
too?
forge. I'm a pipe.
No, but
welder.
he doesn't make swords, but he does make.
Hey, those are sick.
Yeah, I know how
I
to
need
use
one of
a
those
tool.
too. I need one of those too.
Mhm.
Throwing that like a frisbee at the park.
Hey, if you buy anything, let him know that GRC sent you. He's the channel sponsor.
What's the
And, well,
website?
he's one of the channel sponsors, and we're going to the moon because
Jim Rat, you need to. So Sandstorm would just turn us on to some alpha after the last show. You need to connect with Sandstorm and he'll turn you on to fucking what's real with the YouTube
Yeah.
channel. It's crazy.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Just his business model. He's got a good business model that
solid business model.
No,
Solid
I had
business
no. You
model.
know what, guys? I already have my business model is already set in stone. Like I don't need.
No. You gotta just
No,
trust
no,
me.
I don't want. I
Just
just
trust
want
me
him-
on this one. Trust me on this
I
one.
have, but now I have a producer and I have I got a mojo now.
But you got to
I
pay
got
him, right? Like Sandstorm was figuring out how to make that money, dude.
Mhm.
Dude, GRC.
But you're-
GRC.
GRC,
bro.
Your commitment the past, what has it been now? Like 45 days?
40
days,
something.
Dude,
That's awesome.
you've been crushing it, man. Like, here's the thing. There's a lot of people that like when life changes on them, they fucking lay in bed, they don't do shit, and you're taking action and making a name for yourself, and you're fucking crushing it, dude. So keep going, man.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that,
Dude, you
guys.
got
Yeah.
Richard Hart to shout you out. I'm totally jelly.
You know what? I remember sitting in the back room
Yo,
and just
you're
thinking,
telling
like,
me.
I can make an impact in this community because there's been no one like me yet. It just happens to be that in crypto, like, no random dudes. Like, I'm not educated in any way whatsoever. 0% educated in any other than me selling drugs at school. That was about the most education I got.
Very solid drug dealer.
So you know what I mean? So like,
So
it
what's the website
didn't
for the
occur to
shield?
me that you could be intellectually powerful in a space until I came in the space and realized it was just like every other space. There's a lot of people that don't work hard, just like every other space in the world. Like in every space you can go to, 95% of the people don't really want it. You know what I mean? They don't really want it. And I know that I wanted it. I was like, this is it. When I learned about Hex and T-shares, I was just like, man, my job, I was doing the same job for about 8 years, killing it, making a lot of money, enjoying myself, going out to dinner wherever I wanted, dating a lot of people. And I was just like, at the end of the day, it's like, I was like, if I have to answer to another man, I just don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to answer to another human man.
Yeah.
Dude,
but beyond the money, dude, like I think like, you know, long term, like you have to realize that, you know, people will find you through YouTube and you're turning them on to life-changing shit. Like you know, beyond the, like, seriously, beyond the money, like you are changing people's lives. So like, seriously, when you keep going, know that like, it's not just, you know, you're not these fucking like fake ass bloggers that are just bullshitting and people like watch bullshit. You're actually teaching them something and you're thinking through things and you're researching.
Went through some trash can shit.
Yeah.
From like 17 to 20, like just some real shit that really changed my life to the point where I was sober. Well, I was almost forced sober by the legal system. Not forced, like I could have drank, I guess. But at that point, you don't want to slip up because you're in so much legal trouble that you're like, I might as well just not do anything because I'm fucked. Like, you know what I mean? Like if they get me on one more promo charge, I'm like wrecked forever. So I was just like, you know what? Let me take this time. I just reset the whole thing. All my friends, I just ditched them. I said, I'm resetting everything right here. Stayed sober for 6 years until I came to the point where I was like, you know, this is more about just me being confident and moving forward in my life. But I just went through a lot of human experiences that a lot of people just went to school, kind of did their thing. And I never had any of those experiences. So for me, it was just totally different when I came in. The things I was saying were different. The reasons that I was doing things were different. And people were like, this is cool. Like, and what I do bring to the community is like, I've been studying self-help for 7 years straight.
Yeah.
Like I've been eating healthy and working out and doing all those things for years on end and with no issue. Like it's just been a part of my life. Now I'm just broadcasting it and that hasn't hit the crypto community yet. It's just never been intertwined yet. Totally. Like I was the first guy to say, you know what, I have the time, guys. I am 100% a hex person. Like I'm a hex pulse chain person. Like that's all I do for a living.
Well, give me that Shield website.
Shieldmasters.com. Let's pull it up right now.
Yeah, let's look at it. I've looked at it a couple times. Just want to pull it up right now.
Stapes wouldn't mind taking a little gander.
I wouldn't mind. Because it's usually very difficult to find.
He says, decorative stuff, NFT, there could be a link.
Hey, man, Steak and Apes won't buy it until you charge 20% more. He loves to buy the top.
I buy the top.
Look what I convinced him. Look what I convinced him to put on the front page.
Ooh.
Dude, that is dope.
The Night Shield's a nice design. I like that.
Hey, the one behind me, guys, the one behind me for reference, the first ever made Hexagon shield, there was about 50, I think there's 60 made. So we'll see if we cap it at 100. That's actually Gold Key's design. Gold Key, you threw a design in. Someone else.
Dude, I lost the design competition, bro.
Oh my god, he was so bitter. He had to go.
I was so bitter.
He started his own coin because
I'll start my own token.
You know what? It was at that moment I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna launch a coin, man. I'm gonna."
So guys, go into this website here. You can pick whether you want which kind of shield you want. You sign your own, send them the JPEGs, all that stuff, or you can check out. You know, like he has obviously done a whole lot of shields. The Pulse X shield here, the Pulse Night shield. We live here in Maryland,
sick,
so
man. This is sick.
I was gonna say, y'all in Maryland.
Any kind of stuff you want, and if you go over here to Steel Art, you can do like the stuff I showed you behind. Like for example, this is the whatever. Like what is that? Star Wars face.
Like
Jabba the Hutt, I think.
That's the Mandalorian, man.
He's a big Mandalorian guy. That's
Mando.
Right. So yeah, no, this is if we go over here to
Ooh, he's got the pulse chain on the front page.
Yeah, I made him do it.
Oh shit!
If you're responsible,
I was like, dude, I promise so many people will buy it if it's on the front page. He's like, dude, the Captain America one. I was like, dude, no, trust me. He's like, no one knows what pulse chain is. I was like, trust me,
dude. So has he thought of creating like kind of a print on? I mean, okay,
guys,
so he has prints on demand now.
Look at this for custom. Like these are
hand
painted.
Okay. Oh, they're hand painted.
Yeah, this is shields on demand.
I thought they were printed like vinyl or something. No.
I don't know.
No,
I don't.
Because what he could do if he wanted to take over the crypto space is just like create every major cryptos. Even though I wouldn't want this because the fact that Hex has shields is legendary, so I really wouldn't want this. But from a business perspective, if he listed all the major tokens and people could just buy those shields, like
the sponsorship is in very early stages, and I have to baby step him in. So it's like, and I totally know, dude, like altdrip.com, right? Like that's the first, like if you go to altdrip.com, anyone who wants business understanding about a cool website where you can drop ship.
Oh, Shillet says, I bought the last full shield today. I'm glad that I bought it before you shield this so hard.
Well, Jim,
if you didn't use promo code GRC50, I know you didn't use promo code GRC50.
He's there looking at his referral.
Rack.
Like, no, I've never looked at it. I've never actually looked, but I asked him personally because I hate when people buy shields from me, but they don't do it because then he knows that I did it, so they knows that I'm working.
Does he have the referral link? Like he's got to get a link system set up.
So it's automatic. No, I have like no, I know. Yeah, I know. It's literally a one-man show. He's my best friend. He doesn't. All right. He doesn't have all. But anyway,
some designs. I'm gonna send you some designs.
Send me anything you want, and I'll let you know. Like,
bro, we got to get a sandstorm shield.
Yeah.
Yes, this is what I like. So yeah, guys. Anyone that wants to do that stuff, go ahead.
Nope.
I'm also trying to fucking dude hexmerch.com. I don't have any hex merch yet.
Dude, me either. I've been trying to find somebody to sponsor my ass.
No, I know, but Wendy's already
You're NFT rich, man. Go buy your own.
You're NFT rich.
I will never
Definitely
buy
not
a shirt.
NFT rich.
I just hooked
never buy a shirt. I will
I just
not buy.
networked your ass right into a damn token. You should be able to make some money now.
Oh
Well
yeah, definitely.
My whole goal in life is to never buy a shirt again.
Never.
I don't really go in for material
I am
things.
now online. I should no longer have to buy shirts. Someone should want me to have their shirts.
There you
Because
go.
I
That's
don't
smart.
like buying shirts. I've had girlfriends. The only people that
Well-
buy me shirts are like people that come into my lives and they're like,
Well, Stan
wear
and
my
Steak and
shirt.
Apes was telling me about hooking up some merch on a website. I tell you what, I will send you a free shirt, Jim Rat.
The
There you
URL is available, just so you know. I already looked it up. Thesandstorm.store is available.
No
.com,
shit.
it's not available. But the Sandstorm.store, like I
That
don't know.
sucks, dude. Don't do that. Sandstorm.
Don't do that.
Storm. Come on.
Sandstorm.store or storm?
.store.
Oh, I
Is
thought you
available.
said storm. I was like, what is
No.
that?
No, the
Yeah.
I thought
Sandstorm
you said with the M on the
store.
end of it. Like, who's gonna know
That one's available for $33 a year. I've already looked it up.
Hexflex cost a
available.
pretty penny. Trust me. I already checked it.
Jim Rat
What-
was
what
like,
about-
I'm getting this URL.
What about the sandstorm.io?
Let me check.
There's a lot of IOs I see now.
Mhm.
Either way, Jim Rat's getting some shirts. He needs some shirts.
This is what I'm talking about, guys. One more time. Oh, whoopsie poo. That's just my search browser.
Oh, it's available. $64 a year.
It's my face.
Why is it double the price? That's
I
stupid.
don't fucking know.
It depends how much is traffic that site gets.
Yeah.
Davis with the $50 super chat.
Oh,
Yo, Davis
Hey,
is
this
buying
dude's all
everybody
about the
beers.
money, as you can see from his
Nice.
profile picture.
Very generous.
Get money or die trying. Rags the bitches, as we say it. Rags the bitches. Let's go, guys. Thank you so much, Davis, for the $50 super chat. You're keeping the lights on. Thank you, brother. Appreciate
Well,
that.
hell, we'll do the show in the dark if we have.
Valley
Yeah,
Brand, my
yeah,
brother,
same.
is getting 2 of his friends into the challenge too, Jim Rat. Thank you so much, bro. Dude, Valiant Brand is getting his whole freaking family, friends, everyone join the challenge. I think we've officially passed 200 people coming in. It's
damn.
really been cool. Their sponsors did shit DMing me like crazy. I haven't read through all of them. So
Let me ask you this.
guys,
Jim
listen
Rat.
to this real quick before. This prize could end up being $100,000 by the time we give the prize away.
Do you want me to hook you up with a fitness crypto?
With what?
A
Fitness
fitness
crypto.
crypto.
What's that?
Dude, there's literally a crypto for fucking everything.
Look
Fitness
up-
crypto. No, I'm making my own DAO so in the first.
But I'm talking about to
You hear-
sponsor your current competition.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. Any sponsorships, I would love to talk to. Anything like that, I would enjoy. At least hearing from. We are. If you look at let me go to cryptofitnesschallenge.com real quick.
All right. I'm gonna put this in the private chat. Click on it and post it and pull it up so I can tell you a little about it.
Will do. Let's do it.
You guys know how I network. Well, this one might
Just
be
DM'd you?
interested in sponsoring your crypto fitness challenge if I reach out to them. If you want me to, I'm not going to do it without you wanting me to. But
Hey, why not? Let's do it.
they might throw some NFTs in. I don't know. Maybe.
Yo, let's
Very
go.
cool.
Hey, if they are curious about it, hey, I'd love to talk to anyone with Jim Bras in their name at least once. So
You might even pick up a bag of it. You never know.
Hey, is it nice like that, yo? Is it nice like that, dude? I've never purchased an NFT.
Yo,
in my
Yeti
life,
coin.
nor
I
have
literally
purchased-
told fucking.
I have never purchased anything.
You told me
but
about
Bitcoin,
Yeti coin.
Ethereum, and Hex in my
Did
life.
I?
Yeah, in our DMs. I think it was like 2 days ago or something.
I talked to Jackie and I forget the guy's name. I think it's Adam or something. But I talk to them all the time. Still have their contact information. They did do it. They did do an AMA on the channel, and they are huge into fitness. And
Mm.
if I tell them about you, Jim Rat Crypto, they might be really, really, really interested.
Let's
Dude,
do
so
it.
as soon as Bullish was telling me about the whole Jim Rat crypto fitness thing, I literally went and searched NFT, and they were the first one that I found. And I was like, hey, I went and liked all their shit. And I went back to Bullish. I was like, Bullish, you got a direct message that I can copy and paste and send to him. And he was like, oh, I'll have it in a couple days. So,
hey, yeah, no, that's you guys are amazing. Everyone's amazing.
And
Steaks.
they're also interested in pulse chain, just so you know.
Hell yeah.
So, and
Yeah.
we'd love to have them on. We'd love to have them on and talk to them if they're interested in pulse chain. I'd love to chat with them if they're interested in pulse chain.
They're interested in pulse chain, and they might be very interested in your fitness challenge.
That would be amazing. So we came on. So I came up with this fitness challenge a week ago, and then 2 days ago, Motley came in, donated 90,000 hex, big baller, big cock energy, and then Marco came in 10,000 hex. Because these are friends of the shows. These are friends of mine. They're amazing guys. $500 store credit at hexmerch.com, guys. And Gold Key, I forgot to tell you that one. Whoopsie poo. Orca, Steaks, $500 at.
That's a good one, too.
You
got a lot of really good prizes there.
JPEG Chunky Achievement NFTs. We're talking about achievement NFTs. If you get to a certain point, you can unlock NFTs, just like a sober, drunk guy, alcoholic. Triggered. Do you guys like triggered supplements? I'm sure you do. Do you like?
I'm literally taking them right now.
Do you like peptides and fixing your ligaments as fast as possible? Do you like pre-workout? Do you like vitamins and minerals? All of those things are on triggered.com, guys. That's Sam Stoltz's website. Sam Stoltz is one of my best friends in this world and one of the most absolute cracked out dudes I've ever met in my life.
And that guy, and then the shield guy's throwing in 3 shield. That's $1,500 worth of shield.
I hadn't even asked him yet, to be honest. He's going to be pissed at me for doing that.
Oh,
he's my best friend in the world, though. He won't stop. Hey,
bro,
Chris, hey, Shield Masters, if you're watching this,
3 shields on this.
I was going to come to you with this.
Well, dude, he can write that off. That's a marketing expense. He can write that off. That's nothing.
Yep, I'll pay it if I have to. But it's
a write-off.
But I'm also trying to get him to get a booth at PulseCon, which I'm not even really like. I'm not going unless someone pays for me to go. I'm fucking.
It's very expensive to go there.
Dude, it really I will speak. I will do whatever y'all want, but GRC ain't paying for jack shit.
It is expensive, honestly. It is expensive, but I would love to be there. I just don't think I'll be able to. But
if you apologize to Joker, he'll probably pay for you.
Somebody will pay for me. Come on, guys. Pay for me in the chat, guys. I'm a broke wreck pleb. I just quit my job. Put all my shit into Maxi. 555. All my shit into Max. No, but seriously, literally, Bob Laguy is in my Telegram group. Jim
Yo, Bob's the
Telegram
shit.
Group. And he's just like, it's just liquid maxi on steroids. I mean, liquid hex on steroids. And I'm like, yeah, it's just liquid. Yeah, I'm just like, fuck, it's liquid hex on steroids. Like, it is. I mean, that's exactly what it is. All it is, guys, for people that haven't known, and this is the way I explain it to people, at least, just for a quick little, it's just you're holding liquid hex that has the same proportional value of liquid hex plus the max multiplier that you would never be able to have otherwise, because only about 20 people have it. And you get the Hedron minted at a 3x or a 4x gold key. Remind me.
4x, but technically 5x with how
of
it works.
Hedron. So you get all that plus the appreciative value of hex, obviously, and that is what Minty is. It's a 1-for-1 plus all those bonuses, technically extrapolated over time. You know what I mean?
Or you could just
Gold Key, quick question. Do you guys are you building the arbitrage bots for the Maxi protocol?
No, we haven't built any bots. Dude, what's crazy? Like, people are asking, like, do we have a strategy for like building these liquidity pools? Because like I think last time I checked, I don't know if it is now, but the biggest holder of Maxi is our liquidity pool with Hex, which is crazy, and we had no part in that. Like that just got formed. But yeah, so as far as like bots, I don't know how to build those. We haven't built any. The thing that Dip Catcher in the name Dip Catcher, Brian, or Dip Catcher Brian, his name's Doc. So one thing that he built originally was this this bot that indicates when like the best time to buy Bitcoin is. And so He built that, and it sends out an email notification when to buy Bitcoin, and then he brought it over to Hex. But like, talk about like a great use case for that bot, because I mean, I'm in the accumulation mindset. Like, I just want to be buying Maxi over these years. I'm not really going to be on the selling side, but like, to be able to buy Maxi dips is like, that's the real secret in this game after the stake starts.
Yeah,
I checked out that flow chart and I looked at it, bro. I'm looking at it and I was thinking about it. You know, it's not necessarily this year, next year, 5 years.
Yeah.
But if you look at it, there will be points of opportunity and points of overvaluation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just how markets work, right? That is how assets work. And like, if it gets tossed into the system at all, that'll only fluctuate more, right? As far as like, because things have speculative value. If you look at some of the stuff that really pumps in price, Dogecoin went up 63,000% for no reason. That can happen to any coin.
That's
if
an
it's
Elon
cool for
tweet,
whatever
though.
reason.
That's an Elon tweet.
Yeah,
People pay a lot of money
I don't
tweet.
like, obviously no token is dump proof, right? Like, the market's going to do what the market's going to do. Just the interesting kind of game theory with Maximus is like, you know, for one, if someone sells off a lot of Maxi, like, that's such a huge opportunity for everyone who's looking to buy and increase their position, like, to take advantage of. But it also, you know, they're giving up that redemption value of the Maxi. So it's like, I don't know, it's going to be a really interesting game theory with like what people value it at, where they're willing to buy. But it should trend around that treasury value, which you can calculate.
Godwell selling 1,000 ETH earlier today, maybe
Wait,
going
did
for
he
some
swap?
Maxi.
Did he swap that ETH?
Like, well, here's like USDC.
He's probably he's selling his ETH because like the people holding ETH when the pulse chain fork happens are going to get screwed. Like, you do not want to be holding ETH when that shit goes down, because I don't know what the dilution is from ETH to pulse, but it's bad. So,
bro, imagine he takes all that, dumps it in the Hex, and then mints it in fucking Maximus.
That'd be crazy. I don't know.
1,000 ETH.
I mean, he swapped it for
like
USDC.
$3 million.
Yeah. This dude he swapped it for 1,000 ETH like it's his job, bro.
Yeah. What are you guys' thoughts on like what's going to happen with like the stablecoin copies over to Pulse Chain? Like, you know,
I think they should be invalidated.
Well, they're not going to be stable coins, right? Like, but they're tokens, and there's big liquidity pools there. So, what are you guys' thoughts? Orca, what do you think?
I think that I'm not tired, Jocelyn. I'm just listening. I think that DAI will have an easy path to appreciation on the PRC20 contract side. Yeah. I'm not overly concerned with USDC doing an invalidation because there is something to be said about, even though you can bond liquidity, there's still like their control over the USDC on all the other chains, and how they can balance their own ledger internally to account for their supply being diluted. And that can just deleverage them from whatever collateral that they may own as they can choose to rebalance their balance sheet. The thing that I would probably prefer DAI, even though you're going to experience volatility. You know, it's a stable coin, but it's an algorithmic stable coin. And I think that it'll quickly become a thick liquidity pair, because there's a lot of reason that I would personally want to bridge in, say, DAI for my Hex and to create that opportunity as soon as possible, assuming that we don't have a stable coin native to the Pulse chain at that time. And I think that'll create a strong case for stables. It's not something I intend to hold for a like profit, but it is something that if I was Godwell, right? So ETH versus DAI, I would take DAI.
Orca, I mean, okay, so I mean, all like you were just speaking so much over my head with your strategy right there. But what I'm taking away from that, an Orca insight, is DAI might be a good token on Pulse Chain. Is that your thoughts?
I think it could be useful.
Quick question, everybody. GRC. Wait for him to get back. But what will be the better asset, Maxi or Hedron?
Different.
What
right?
will have the
They
best
serve two different
chart?
purposes.
Serve two different purposes, but
there is
who's
that
gonna
price chart.
market?
There is that
Well,
price chart. So okay, so let me before like
I saw it in the
here's
comments,
the thing.
guys.
Here's the thing, and I think I think we talked about. I don't know. I love it that we're doing this series where we're going every night because we might have talked about this yesterday, but like the thing I'll say about Hedron is people just need to extend their time horizon with that. Like, it's not like, you have to question your mentality of crypto, and there's a lot of tokens that take off right at once, but like in the end, they're not valuable, right? And I believe that Hedron has long-term value, and they didn't have that first. I mean, they did have a little one, but it wasn't like, it kept going.
There was like 2 weeks where everybody was
Yeah.
like, Hedron's going to the fucking moon, boy.
But you just have to, like, if you research Hedron, it's like in the
Very
design,
inflationary.
to be very inflationary for these first years, right? And we're not even done with the launch phase, right? So like everyone's getting a 10x bonus to 1 over this launch phase, and it's an extended launch phase. So we're still very, very inflationary, and it hasn't even hit its core feature, which is lending, right? So when that happens, game changer for Hedron. It's just a matter of like, when that starts to happen. But
I'm starting to get vibes that maybe we need to do Hex Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday every week on my channel.
There you go.
I mean, there's a lot going on. Like I would say, as a content creator, I would be so hyper focused on Pulse Chain right now because it's about there's going to be so many good stories.
I mean, because Hex is what started it.
Yeah.
And then everything that involves it, being Pulse Chain, PulseX, Hedron.
Yeah, but what you got to understand, Sandstorm, is a lot of the people that are in Pulse Chain and PulseX, a lot, like a fuck ton, have no idea what Hex even fucking does. No, but I'm saying, like, when these trends come through and like these sacrifice periods come through, people just get involved and they don't necessarily know the backstory all the time, right? Like, there's a lot of clout. There's a lot of hype. All these small players are kind of just like.
Maybe we should just do.
Community streaming are just like new to Pulse Chain and shit.
Yeah, maybe we should just do Hex then every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at 8 p.m. just from now on.
Yeah, since we did decide on how much Maxi would be worth in the final days, let's go through right now. You either say Maxi or you say Hedron for highest price per appreciation.
But when? Time frame? Oh, 5 years. 5 years.
Okay. 5 years. 5 years speculation.
More selling pressure than anything in human history.
Okay. So I'll say what I have to say after everyone.
Yeah, it depends though, because Maxi won't be inflationary once the minting's done. Is Hedron still going to be inflationary?
Yep.
Then Maxi's going to be worth more. It's a no-brainer.
Well, that's not necessarily true.
Are we talking about
value props
per unit or price appreciation?
There's a lot of deflationary coins that don't outperform inflationary coins. Remember, Hex is an inflationary coin.
Okay, so here's what I'll say about what that relationship will look like is that you have, like, when you look at how many tokens of Hedron there are, like, versus how many Maxi are, it's a different supply. So you just have to look at like the percent gain with like action in Hedron versus Maxis. But like here's what I will say though. One last thing is, like, so there is going to be some deviation at some point when Maximus breaks away from Hex price. I feel like that's inevitable. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's very likely it will, right? And when you think about, because of this Hedron integration, that we're not only playing with the Hex price appreciation and the Hex yield, but now we have Hedron. We know once the stake starts, like the minimum mintable Hedron. So then the only other unknown variable is price of Hedron. So when you like calculate that, I do think that people will start to consider, that treasury value that I talked about with the market price. And so it's like, I don't know if it'll ever. I feel like the Hedron price might always just be accelerating Maxi, but who's to say what happens to the market?
That's wild.
All right. So I'll caveat off what you just said And if you listen to anything Richard Hart says, he says all people care about is number go up. So as he says that, everybody else is talking big world, stuff, which is awesome. So I'll select Maxi as higher appreciating than Hedron. All right, you're up, Sandstorm.
I got to get off here, so it's getting late here, and I got to get into bed. I got to get up and take my son to school in the morning. But I do want to give a shout out to one of your subscribers, Jim Rat. They messaged me.
Yeah.
Far Out Aliens messaged me and said, I heard that you were in South Carolina on JRC's stream, and he's currently on Lake Hartwell. So shout out to Far Out Alien. I literally live just a couple minutes, like maybe 3 miles from Lake Hartwell. So
don't necessarily.
Bro, you were just stop doxing yourself like that.
I live in Seneca, South Carolina.
You're getting
I live in Seneca.
Sandstorm.
I live in Seneca, South Carolina. If anybody wants
Sandstorm
to
says, come get that action.
Bring
He
it.
doesn't give a shit. I love it.
Bring it. I'm gonna tell you what. Good luck getting past my Rottweiler pits that I bred myself.
Oh my god!
Hey,
Sandstorm's about to revolutionize OPSEC right now, dude.
Yeah,
what he said? Come get it.
Y'all have a good one. We'll see you gentlemen tomorrow night on my stream, and then if you want Jim Rat, we'll just come pop over here after my stream's done.
Yeah, dude, let's do it. I'm gonna be on here at night for sure more often. I'll talk to you soon, brother.
Absolutely. Y'all be good.
Go follow Sandstorm, guys. Go give him a follow right now.
You need to go hit the subscribe button. I'm literally like 30.
Sandstorm, drop your YouTube link.
Yeah,
in
drop
the
that
comments.
link real quick.
Drop that link, bro.
Link in the shit.
Guys, if you're not following Sandstorm and you're not following Stakes and you're not following Orca and Curriculum and you're not following Mr. Curriculum and Mr. Maximus Dao, Gold Key, go follow them right now, guys. We're taking over the streaming and it's non-negotiable.
I just put it in the private chat.
Yep, I'm gonna stream. Hey guys, give him a follow right this second.
38 from 7,000. I've been busting my ass for those subs too.
Y'all have a good night. Busting his tail. Go give him a follow right this friggin' second.
Y'all have a good night. Shout out
have
to
a great
you,
one.
man. Love you, bro.
Brother.
See you later, man.
We're breaking the barriers between other communities. Like this is what we're doing, but like in a totally mature way, right? Like we're doing it in a way like, oh, we're meeting guys that are like-minded in one way or another, right?
Well, do you guys realize that like we are the leaders going into a new blockchain
ecosystem
that has not been determined what it's going to be yet. Like really, like, and I'm not just talking about us on stage right now. I'm talking about anyone listening right now. You guys are a part of, like, you are in it. It's a Genesis movement where you get to, share your opinions with our community because we listen, and you can define what the next, like 20, however long we live. Like this is groundbreaking.
No, I tell Sam every morning on the phone when we talk. I'm like, we're gonna change the world, buddy.
We really are.
Yeah, we are. Let's go.
And it's
and I believe it with my entire heart. Like I did. There's nothing inside of me that doesn't believe that I have the opportunity that every other man does, except I happen to be right in the front of this thing. That was what he was just alluding to.
Yeah.
It's like this is one of the most explosive things that I think might happen in our lifetime after Ethereum, right? After Bitcoin, right? You only get one of these every 8 years, every 6 years, every 5 years, 10 years. So, and this is happening now, and we have enough information and enough insight, this small group of people. There were other people and other stuff that learned these things. They're not so public, but Richard Hart gave us all a platform. He gave us all, he said, let's talk about this. Let's be out there. He put himself out there first, right? He showed everyone, guys, I'm not getting paid to do this. I'm the first guy not getting paid to do this, right? Like I'm the first guy that has he was the Donald Trump. Not that Donald Trump's not like a creepy fuck, but like he was the guy that was like, I'm not getting paid to do the job you're all getting paid to do.
Yeah.
And it changed the game. It changed the game right there. It was just incredible.
Yeah. So like one thing that, I was saying like earlier, we're going through an evolution with our community, but like one thing that I think we need to like maintain, and this is what I love about Maximus, that it has this same mentality as like a warrior mentality, because here's the truth is that like everyone's stoked for Pulse Chain right now, but we have to be, we have to be ready. Like this isn't a light movement. This is a heavy movement, and shit's going to get crazy after Pulse Chain. And we have to like maintain that same kind of like warrior mentality that we had with Hex, that like, shout out to the OGs that got us through those first 2 years. It wouldn't be what it is without that. And we need to like maintain that and, carry that over to Pulse Chain as well.
I agree. I mean, for me, Hexologist was like a huge emotional support during the early days. And there were times where like, I would be telling my friends, I was like, dude, this guy just makes my day. Like, I just love hearing his energy. Even if like the candles are red, he was able to keep me laughing. And that was enough to be like, this is still the right play. For a lot of it was free, but it was just like, cool, man, this is a really cool community. And then I noticed like as time passed, obviously it's work, right? Like it takes time. And he wasn't able to do the streams as often. He obviously wants to enjoy his life and his family. He's got kids. And I just kind of realized, I was like, man, it's not fair that I'm willing to go online to observe him put in the work. And then if he's not putting in the work, I just don't have to do anything. It's like, well, maybe there's something I can contribute here or there, because there were a couple of people who really did carry that torch, man. And that's not
for
easy
real,
to do.
Dude. So this is okay. So my Hex story, and I got in early, and like I got into Hex like solely because of Dipcatcher. Like luckily Dipcatcher found Richard Hart and brought me in early. Like I'm so thankful for that, because it was kind of out of my control, and shout out. But I wasn't like, I got in early and I staked all my Hex. Like I didn't have any liquid. And then like a year later, like I don't know when Staker app came out, but when I got it and I typed in my address and I like saw my shit and I was like, oh my God, like, okay, this is legit.
Killing it.
I was like, okay, blown away. And then Dipcatcher like was like, dude, there's a conference going on in Vegas. And I was like, oh, let's go. And so we went to Vegas, and no one knew who I was. And it was like kind of like a shocking kind of like first like introduction, meeting everyone on Twitter for the first time. That I didn't really know, but they knew each other. And funny thing about that was that no one was like calling each other by their name. They were calling each other by their Twitter name. And so everyone was, I don't know, it was awesome. But like we were out at a club in Vegas, and we had this table, and it was like it was the coolest experience, just like being around all these Hexkins that I was like, I didn't know what they were going to be like, honestly.
Right.
But we came together, and you guys, the people in Hex are so cool when you're in person. Like I highly recommend everyone in Hex to get to an event, because the people in Hex are amazing. I just want to say that. But I did know who Hexologist was, because he was like the only person I had seen on YouTube. And I was like, I like fanboyed with him. I was like, dude, it's so nice to meet you.
Man.
Yeah, it was because like the biggest
Dude,
stream I
it's
ever
so
saw.
weird. I just got into crypto and he was done.
Oh,
yeah,
dude,
so I had to take a time off.
Dude, there was a stream, the most
Like,
legendary
obviously I watch
stream,
his shit, right? Like he's
the
still
most
streams
legendary
or
stream
still
to ever exist on YouTube is
know,
Hexologist
dude. I
on Big
know,
Payday. Dude, I've rewatched that. It literally, I don't know, dude. It was like the first, like, boom, and we're like in the game, and it was just like a validation thing. But like Hexologist just crushed the stream, and all these community members are coming on. It was just awesome. So that was like peak.
I'm doing.
streaming.
Hey guys, you heard it here first. When Pulse Chain drops, 24-hour stream on crypto in the morning. We're going
let's go.
24, baby. We don't play around here. I'm gonna make sure I have my other laptop set up, not wearing my glasses, and I can do my work while I'm streaming live, making sure nobody's getting robbed, because many people will be getting robbed in many different ways. Not by Richard Hart by any means, but there'll be links galore to click on. For guys like me in my early stages, I would have loved the numerous amounts of clicks that Pulse Chain would have provided me to get hacked.
Stan brought up a really good point, though, about the community in Hex. And a lot of that probably stems from sort of the CITM movement. And a lot of people that have similar values with regard to the value of their own time and their own personal health. And I think that that's something that can't be said for every community, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
we do love number go up, and
Yep.
we want mad gains. And some communities can provide that without ever changing your habits
Yeah.
or without ever enlightening you to better behaviors. But
Yeah.
I think that so many people have seen or at least heard the continued rehearsal of these are the positive steps to take if you want to make changes in your life.
Yeah.
And that's why when you go and you meet a bunch of Hexicans, it's like, wow, it's like we have so much in common. We're like, yeah, because you do have so much in
Yeah.
common. Man.
Hey,
We have
were
a great
you
value.
guys successful in your youth? As
I've
far
done
as
pretty well.
students were concerned, like not obviously money wise, but like,
School? No.
what about you,
Nah.
Orca?
Yeah, I've had to be.
So
My father's
my
a professor.
question-
But okay, but here's the thing. Here's the thing I'll say about school for me. I wasn't good at it, but I was good at getting through it. Like
There you
You were a
like
Hexican
the
about it.
hustle. Like guys, I could write a book on just my game theory on like okay, so there was this college class I was in. I never went, and what I did was I should sell. I'm dropping some alpha right now, but what I did was it was like, you know, finals were starting, tests were finally coming up, and I sent out an email in Blackboard to the whole class, and I said, hey guys, the group notes are almost done. If you want me to send you the link, like send me your notes. So I never went, I had no notes, but everyone sent me their notes. And then I made a master note list of the whole class.
This guy
and
asked
sent it
everybody
out.
for answers.
And
Dude,
and
he
everyone
was email spamming people for schoolwork, brother.
Please,
Like,
you
dude,
guys.
so
I never once showed
so the
up.
reason the first reason I really respect Richard, I mean, I'm not going to go into his past, but he was that same type of person that, I mean, he understands email and mailing tactics that I feel like that I connected with there, because it was like,
Mm-hmm.
it's not, you're not, you know, breaking the rules, you're just gamifying, like,
Right.
you know,
it's just like,
Yeah.
for example, right? Like, for example, like from a business stance, just for everyone who knows, I'm doing a free fitness challenge 100%, but there still is an email list with 500 people on it, right? And like that's a part of business, right? Like that's the whole thing. It's just like there's always free stuff, but like, yeah, maybe I will do another fitness challenge in the future. Maybe I won't. Maybe I would like to sell a freaking Hex t-shirt in the future or something. Whatever it is, like there's always business. But Richard Hart is a mastermind with that stuff, as far as someone who has a lot of experience, right? Like he has a lot of experience, literal experience doing that stuff. And I think it just translates over. Like he's just a guy who is just like a lot of us, right? Like we're crafty, we're intuitive, we'll figure stuff out on the fly. And he was the same way. And he seemed like he's just the first one to bring that to the crypto space, that total freedom, right? Like that. He brings that freedom where it's like, I make the rules. Like, who says that?
dude, even beyond like what he teaches though, like there is something. Okay, so the thing that a lot of people don't talk about is the personality of Richard Hart. And, you know, aside from all the things that Richard Hart teaches, if you like listening to Richard Hart, it's because you have something in common with him. And so like, it was like, you know, beyond the things of Hex, it was like, you know, Richard Hart is like the heart of Hex. And so that personality that we all enjoy, it's this rawness and it's this firm, like believing in yourself and believing in some, you know, a better world. So like that was like when I met all the Hexicans in person, it was like this realness that everyone connected on.
I mean, I usually start
Definitely.
like whenever I first started streaming and stuff. And I mean, I have my own channel, but it's just like bullshit fucking clips that I make and stuff. Haven't started streaming on there live yet.
Don't say that. Say I have a channel. It's called
Oh.
Steaks and Apes, and I'll drop the link below.
Yeah, drop
All
that
right.
link, dude. Drop your links.
All right, I'll drop my link. But
Drop your link.
yeah. So whenever I first started, like I couldn't stand Richard Hart. Like I hated literally every single thing about that man. Like I was a no coiner. I just got in. I got in because Motley told one of the guys who worked for me, like, "Hey, Hex, blah blah blah, you gotta do it, all this stuff." And I was like, "All right, I'll throw a little bit of money in it." Literally never heard about crypto. I mean, I heard about crypto, but never dove into crypto. So I was like, "All right." Started watching Richard Hart, and I was like, "Can't stand him." don't like this guy. Literally, my buddies would be huddling around and like watching every word that he said, and I'd be like, I hate him.
Yeah.
Wait, why were your buddies huddling around watching him? Were they interested in him?
Yeah, they were
cheering?
interested. They loved
So you
everything.
actually were onboarded by people on the feet?
So Motley onboarded an office of people who never heard about crypto before in their
And
life.
you somehow were in that office?
Yeah, I mean, I was in charge, but that's neither
No, but
here
I
nor
didn't
there.
know. Like, I didn't know that's how it happened. I had
Yeah.
no idea.
So,
It's an awesome story, though.
but yeah,
That's
I was
awesome.
like, I told him no. I thought it was a scam. You know, I threw.
It's
I threw.
crazy. What was Motley doing? Was he just going to random places and just
I don't
jabbing?
know, dude. Awesome
Dude, Motley's
onboarder.
crazy, bro.
Yeah, but I was like, no, not
Legend.
doing it. And like they would be hanging on to every word, and I was just like, nope, nope. And then
Wait, so you
did
knew
it.
Motley like in person before you were in Hex?
I didn't know him personally, but he was in the Navy also.
What?
I see.
Wait,
I see.
what?
Yo,
That's
he
I see.
crazy. So
was probably-
you didn't meet Motley through Twitter. You knew him before.
I didn't know him personally. The person who I got into because of him.
Really? So you're a second gen, dude. You're a
I'm
second gen from
Second gen.
Motley?
Mhm.
That's
Yep.
insane, dude.
Second gen from Motley. I think my second stream was with Motley, and we were just
insane.
talking about it. We're like,
That's cool.
I was like,
Legend.
yeah, man, I hated Richard Hart. Like, not a lot of people take that stance. Usually, the predominant stance is, you know, I was getting messed over in crypto. I was
Yeah.
trying to find my path, and then I
Yeah.
found Richard Hart, and everything was just golden. Mine was, I wasn't, you know, in crypto, no coiner, threw a
Yeah.
little bit of money into Hex. And then next thing I know, like everybody's loving Richard Hart, all this stuff. And I tried to, and I was like, no, I can't stand this guy. And then I started DJing around, diving down TikTok, all crypto, and just trying to figure it out. And, you know, I was dollar cost averaging into Hex, but then Ethereum gas fee spiked. And I was like, yo, what I'm dollar cost averaging in, I'm not getting that, you know, quality by, you know, buying Hex right now. So I went over to BSC. I bought every reflection token that probably ever happened, you know? So I literally just messed around. I was yield farming here. I was doing this, you know, APYs. They're like, oh yeah, 40% APY, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that's nothing. I'm getting $1 million over here. And yeah, I did all
That's
of
a
this.
great. That's an amazing story. Look, it's crazy. The way that people find Hex is always totally insane. Like
It is.
I was
Yeah.
I was taking a course on self-help at the time, a paid course, legit, like a fucking expensive ass one too. Didn't
Who-
give a
who
shit
was it?
about crypto. Huh?
Who was it?
I'm not gonna say who it was because
No,
they
no.
already
Who was the
fucking-
person you were learning from?
No, I can't tell you.
Why?
Because I fudded them so bad and they literally hate me so bad.
Like they were Hex again. Okay.
No,
Sorry,
they
I thought
weren't
it was like
Hexkins, but they. So what happened was, we were doing the course, blah blah blah, but they kept bringing up part of self improvement is crypto and stuff, and I was like, okay, like what's up? Like what's up with all this shit? I bought Bitcoin, didn't think about it much at all. I was thinking about other shit totally, like business, just stuff. Like I was just way preoccupied at the time, like dating, fitness, just doing a bunch of stuff, and when Hex came out for the free claim, they just said it was a scam. They said it was the biggest scam ever existed in history. Richard Hart was going to jail, blah, blah, blah. And then in the future, I found all those clips and I clipped them out and I sent them all over the internet, of course. And then those guys sent me threats to my phone and shit. So I was like, okay, I should stop doing that. But anyway, but one guy who went into the group last second was Dollar Cost Crypto. So Dollar Cost Crypto was actually somehow associated with that group. But he came in and he said, guys, I don't know. I'm kind of all in on this shit. Like, and they were like, no, dude, he's making everyone stake their shit. Like he's going to jail 100%. And this dude was like, that's not really how this shit works. And, but you know, I didn't know shit. I was just like, this is weird little drama. Like, I don't understand it. Anyway, time goes by, a couple 100 days. It's all came out. Big payday happens. Bitcoin's up at 65K now, right? And I have this Bitcoin bag, and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, what is going on? And I knew a little bit about this and that, but like, you know, I understood enough to understand. And then Richard Hart called the Bitcoin top, and I started from Dollar Cost Crypto to Motley. Motley was talking about Bitcoin. It was at 2 pennies at the time. And he said Hex will never hit 2 pennies ever again. And I said, I don't know who this fucker is, but he is so passionate.
I love
He is
that.
so
The FOMO hard sell.
and I FOMO'd all my Bitcoin into Hex right then, and it never saw 2 cents ever again from that moment. It never returned to 2 cents from that moment on. It was just luck. It was total luck by me. Motley clearly had a hunch, but
That's ridiculous.
clearly, but yeah. So, and those guys today they have lots and lots of Hex, and they are those guys that kind of funded
very well,
and they've said sorry about it and stuff, but they still do paid courses, dude. They make like fucking so much money, dude. Like it's retarded. But yeah, no. So my whole thing was like self-improvement. Then I got into crypto, Bitcoin, made it to Hex. But right when I started seeing Richard Hart, there was never any hate factor. I could relate to him immediately. I said, everyone hates me. I said, I could totally get it. Like, I totally get it. Everyone hates me in my life too. Like
he was doing reveals, unboxing videos, a lot of unboxing, a lot of Louis Vuitton. There was a lot of flash going on. And I mean, me personally, I only wear like gym shirts and like sweatpants. Like that is literally my wardrobe, black and gray. Like that's it. Like that's all I wear. And this dude was like, hey, look at me in my floral shirt and I have my Louis purse and my whatever it may be. And I was like, I hate him. Can't stand this guy. And then I went and got burned in all of crypto. And then I was like, sir, please help. What you're saying is correct. Like I'm back.
Yeah.
And that was like
I feel like it's with every
way. That was like my 7th self-help course in 6 years. So like I did them all the time. The last one, for whatever reason, like dollar cost crypto, all that shit, it was pretty fucking crazy, dude. But go on, okay, I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. No, I it's hard for me. Like there are many things that I don't relate with Richard Hart, and honestly, the Flash for me, just it's just not what I'm about. Like I just don't want those things. So sometimes I do, if I'm being like fully honest, like I do feel like I've always been a Richard Hart fan in learning, but sometimes I'm just like, I feel like I just got to skip through or like come back to, cause it's just not my thing. Because I just, there's so much like quality shit that I know Richard Hart has within him. And, I cherish that. Like I rewatch a lot of stuff, like to relearn it. And
I play it in the background.
Yeah.
I don't focus on it. Like,
yeah,
I can't sit there and focus on Richard Hart videos, but if I play it in the background and I can be like, all right, let me pause real quick.
You're telling me you can't focus on his new videos when they come out?
No, cannot.
Oh my God. I focus like a laser. Well, maybe it's because I cover it every day.
Yeah,
that's probably a good reason.
I'll play it. I'll literally just play it in the background and he'll say something and I'll be like, haven't heard him said that before. Let me pause it. Let me go into that because there's just a lot of bullshit going on. Yeah. And I mean, if he was driving a 4x4 lifted, side by side out in the woods, fishing, hunting, doing all that stuff, and I'd be like, oh, this is my guy.
Okay. I'm very curious, Orca. I want to hear your opinion because I feel like you're not someone that cares about that stuff either. But at the same time, we both love Richard Hart and we love listening to him. So what are your thoughts on with like the Flash and the Gucci and all of that stuff?
Yeah, I get it. I've taken a little bit more of a contrarian stance, maybe just because I've heard a lot of opinions saying that they don't care for it. And Richard defends it as saying the numbers indicate that showing the Flash increases the viewership. I would almost wonder if there's a conflation of statistics where the community size, right, of Hex was one thing, but then when you introduce a blockchain that can entertain any project, you probably are exposing yourself to way more eyeballs, way more conversations, way more word of mouth, and that seems to have lined up some, the 10,000x moment plus the announcement of a Pulse chain launch sometime in the future is probably carrying the lion's share of that.
Yeah.
Is there a population of people who really love the materialist viewpoint? Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm. Am I convinced that they account for a statistically significant proportion of the increase in viewership, I'm not convinced.
Yeah.
And for me, I was lucky enough to have heard of Richard Hart and start to follow more of his videos before Hex. So there were times, right, where the majority of his videos were just pure alpha, or at least like opinion backed by trends that are, maybe more successful than alternative choices. And some of that information was just so powerful because you don't hear a lot of that when you turn on your hypnosis tube. And it was nice because the thing that Richard has going for him with the personality that rubs some people the wrong way, I have been accused of being too brash at times, maybe being too loud at times, and being too reckless at times. I come from a family of relatively conservative values, not from like a political standpoint, but from a individual belief system. And there is something to be said about cursing. There is an entire generation of people that find it highly disrespectful and believe that it's a sign of lower intellect, and believe that somebody who has to resort to cursing is somebody that hasn't thought out their conversation. So I've been the person who, while I've been taught from a very traditional background and I have nothing but great things to say to my mentors, I've always had a little more edge, and I've been a little more brash and a little quicker to press the temper trigger. And I think that when I saw the way Richard would conduct himself, it just felt raw and real to me, because I don't have time sometimes. I don't want to straighten the tie sometimes. I don't want to shake the hand sometimes. I'm ready to fight sometimes. Yeah. And a lot of that comes from passion, because I know personally for me it's passion, and I think it's maybe the same for him. He seems to have a lot of that temper comes from you're kind of poking him, right? You're poking his baby, and maybe you're not qualified to poke it. Yeah. Whereas he's probably poked it from 1,000 different angles, and he goes, it's just frustrating that you think that that's a valid criticism when I crushed that criticism in my mind years ago. And so I think if you take the current Richard Hart and the old Richard Hart, you're seeing more of the sophistication, but there's a huge cross-section in the middle where he kind of had to evolve from, am I a crypto degen comedy aggressive guy, or am I really bringing out this sophisticated movement? And a lot of major investors, and you can see from like Rockham's feed, like they don't go in for the vulgar. They don't go in for the nasty or the name calling. Yeah. So I think he has found a maturity throughout his career, and his career in terms of giving free information, not his professional career.
His evolution. Like his evolution in the past year, like he literally went from Popeyes to Chick-fil-A as soon as he started saying "my pleasure" about a year ago. I tried to make that meme trending, but nobody else let it go. But like literally about a year ago, because I was yelling at him, dude, as soon as he announced Pulse Chain and then he started saying "fuck you" to NFTs, dude, I was yelling, I was adding, like I was literally in his shit left and right. He probably didn't even notice me or muted me, blocked me. He never blocked me. He hasn't blocked me yet. But he knew I was there, all right, because this is like pre 100,000 followers whenever I was doing all this stuff. And then he started like literally like 2 months later, he comes in a freaking why zoom in on me, put me back in the group. But like bigger. Literally, like 2 months later, he comes in a Twitter space, and then I was up there because I was pretty big in the Twitter spaces. Orca was there, fucking we were all up there, but he says something, and I always asked him every single time. I was like, hey, I'm building this NFT project. I'm working on, moving people from NFTs over into the Hearts ecosystem. Every single time he's like, love it. And I was like, I mean, I added you a couple times. Never said it, always DM him left and right. But like, I definitely like his evolution that he's had in the past year. But whenever it's all the fluff and stuff like that, can't stand it. But he does it for a reason. I definitely like why he does it.
There is a psychology, right? When I was in undergrad, I found a niche doing wholesale, and Bullish and I have talked about this a little bit. He understands that there was a lot of money to be made, but there was also the compounding revenue that comes from the image of the brand. And I called it years before it started to happen. I said, man, you're going to see people renting Lamborghinis to stand in front of these things and say, like, look at how well I've done with this. because people don't necessarily know what's behind the scenes. Now, Richard can show the receipts for the watches, right? So that's one thing. But the influencer media has found that people don't take financial advice from someone whose shoes are dirtier than them.
Yeah, that's true.
And so Richard has something, going for him when he says, look, there's literally no limit to what I can throw the money at if that's what you need to see. And so I think it does help. Some people don't have that. When we talk about like, oh, I prefer gold because it's tangible. Well, a watch is tangible too. And some people don't know that you're crypto wealthy unless they see the Rolex.
Okay. So here's my thoughts. With Richard Hart. Okay. So something that's very hard for people to understand is when someone flexes like Richard Hart does, but then at the same time, he's saying, I've donated $27 million to the Sims Foundation. So you have this like, people like simplicity and they like the ability to like look at you and be like, oh, you're that person. Right. And so Richard Hart is playing both of these games that I'm like this very generous person, but I'm also this rich person that buys the things that rich people do. And I think it's hard for people to appreciate both at the same time. And then that, that's not anything Richard Hart's doing. It's just the reality of how people view other people. And, there is, when I was coming into Hex, like it is hard to want to invest in something when the person that started it is like started to flex this hard with all the money they have and you want to invest long-term with them. It's like, I don't know. I do feel like it's hard for people to like make that jump a little sometimes.
Of course.
Like just with the people I onboard, I'm like, watch Richard Hart. And they're like, it's just, so that's one side of it. But the other side is like, I'm not someone that knows how rich people think. I'm not rich. I'm not in the billionaire club. And, maybe Richard Hart knows a lot more than I do about what this image is that he needs to portray to attract the big money into Hex. So it's like, and I feel like that's why this is kind of a taboo topic, is because we all respect Richard Hart. And I care more about his ability and his like knowledge to bring in the big money. But at the same time, we have this product that we want to onboard everyday people. And so I do feel like there's sometimes a disconnect between everyday people and Richard Hart. And so, at the same time, that's the beauty of the Hex community. It's like,
exactly.
Richard Hart kind of sets a paradigm that we live within, and we enjoy that. And then we're the ones tasked with relating to other people why Hex is great for them. Right. And I feel like that's where we've all, that's the beauty of the Hex community, is that why it's so cool that so many people stream and so many people are active on Twitter is like, we're all different people and we connect with a network of different people that everyone else doesn't. Right. Like we're all connected differently and all around the world. So it's like, appreciate the possible network effects of this shit just really taking off. And then, that's why, it just could network effect anytime and just take off. And I believe that'll happen at some point. So,
yeah, I mean, I really want to know, like the biggest thing that actually came to my attention today, I was literally at the gym lifting and I was like, what was by design and what was dumbass luck? That's literally what, like, I was thinking about the Richard Hart narrative and everything like that. And I was like, what did he design? Like, what did he think in his head? Like, I do this, I do that, I get this result. And then what was this, random narrative that the community maybe came up with that he did not anticipate? That was my biggest thing. I'm like, what was by design and what happened? Like what was going on in this man's head?
I think to get to what Stan was speaking to with the disconnect, if you will, there's, the phrase "get in where you fit in," right?
Yeah.
And so let Richard attract Louis Vuitton regulars. Let Richard attract Rolex regulars and Ferrari regulars. Because unless you guys want to go out and buy, Ferraris, then maybe let him do that. And I spend the overwhelming majority of my time trying to onboard anybody that I can get in contact with who might be receptive, regardless of income, because there is something to be said about, like you were going with the network effect. Maybe you won't move the price, but I would love for you to hold it while the price moves. So that's where, if Richard has any inefficiencies that are accounting for the delay between Godwale 1 and Godwale of the Future 2 getting into Hex, fine, because it gives me the opportunity to help more people in the interim, and that feels good, and it means a lot to me. And it's nice to know going to sleep at night that you did something to potentially help somebody achieve financial freedom in a system that is otherwise shackling them. So I try to just get in where I fit in. Whoever will listen to me, that's my market.
I will bring up a reality though, and this is a negative reality that Richard Hart himself has spoken out against. But the reality is that Richard Hart is an idol of ours. Like that's true, right? So when you look at someone as your idol, you look at their lifestyle, and I do see wanting to become rich through Hex in order to get what Richard has. And it was when people were like freaking out about Rolex, and he was like, I'm not buying Rolexes so that you're a fan of Rolex. That's not the purpose. But it's hard to when you flex that every stream, that this is what I've got through the he's presenting an idol for people to look at for Hex, and that idol includes what he's flexing. And so sometimes I do feel like that as a negative externality of, pulling it that way of like material flex with, watches and cars and, but
see, like, I don't like,
that's my thoughts.
Yeah, I don't really like the material. I kind of like how he can flip any conversation. He is the smoothest talking son of a bitch I've ever seen in my life. Literally, somebody can come at him with one question. He'll be like, actually, have you ever heard the statement, jack of all trades, master of none? That is literally Richard Hart.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's so true.
There's a lot of people that would also say that he's emotionally out of control. Like when it like there's a lot of people. Yeah, he's a smooth talker as far as with the boys. Like, if he's in a room full of alpha males and like they're chatting and there's a bunch of people in there talking business, he's going to dominate that situation. But in a business meeting with hundreds of millions of dollars, they're going to be like, dude, you're going to get us arrested. What are you doing? You know what I mean? So I think there is also an evolution of Richard Hart that needs to, and he understands this just like everyone. He only has the time allocation to do so many things, right? Like, how many things can you focus on in one day?
Yeah.
Well, he tells everybody to build them.
Streaming, coding, everything, it would just be
But he is the awesome thing. So here's the amazing thing. Like, beyond the fact that he wrote a self-help book, what that signals is that he cares about self-development, right? So the Richard Hart we see today is not the Richard Hart we're going to see in 10 years. He's going to continue to improve himself. And like, personally, like, I love Richard Hart. I've never met him in person, but he's like impacted my life in such a positive way that I believe in him and I support him, right? And I think a lot of, I feel like with Hexkin, that's a huge part of being a Hexkin. It's like you have and so I don't know. It's just I don't know.
Richard Hart's a homie, dude. That's the only thing like people don't get. Like, Richard Hart's a homie. If you haven't had any homies in your life that are dope as fuck, like, that's dope. What it feels like. Like,
touching on his book, though, I mean, we talk about the material stuff, but he also has a lot of fiscal responsibility lessons within that book. And, maybe it's not as loud as the here's 6 million of these, but there's also the don't buy these. These are overpriced. You don't need these. So it is, he does put in some effort to say that what you see is not what you ought to strive for necessarily, because he would be the first one to tell you that there's no amount of Rolexes in the world that can keep you from hating yourself. You know, you have to find internal peace and internal happiness and strive for improvement. And I think that's the lesson that he has shown. It's like, look, man, he didn't always wear the millions of dollars of watches, right? And he tells stories about being in hot attics and working on HVAC and stuff like that. So he knows a good grind, right? So what he has become is only through harnessing those lessons he's given out for free to show you how you can not just maintain but compound your returns in life. So that it is sometimes a worthy flex, because he's almost doing it in a backhanded way to himself, saying, look, I've done so well improving, I can waste.
Yeah.
But then he tries to funnel the waste into increased exposure.
Yeah. I mean, like everybody, like Jim Rat Crypto, fucking Stan, Orca, the path that we have to go through being in the Hex community is a disservice to the amount of information that we put out. Because guess what? We could be like every other influencer saying, 10,000x this, getting, 10 grand per retweet and doing all of this other bullshit. Literally, I had to give out 4,000 NFTs, and then my first ROI was 13 fucking cents on a resale. Like, yo, dude, literally the service you have to do by going through the Richard Hart path is fucking ridiculous. So, like, yeah, I mean, definitely a lot of if you see the big picture, actually look back, the growth that we will have going through this, rather than just starting out and, you're doing your own YouTube, doing your own channel and stuff and shilling the fuck out of all these shit coins. Like, I mean, the path that you're going through right now will be a lot better in the future, because everybody's worried about that short ROI. That's why they sell out so quick. Guess what? They'll get hit up by Inu, Shiba, fucking Pulse Do, but you know what I mean. You'll get hit up by some random fucking shit coin. They'll be like, hey, I'll give you 10K of my coins. You shill it for one time. You see the price chart go up. You drop on everybody's fucking head.
Yeah.
So, like, we're literally doing ourselves a disservice by actually being in his ecosystem and trying to be an influencer for his ecosystem in the short term. Long term, very beneficial. Short term, not beneficial.
Yeah.
So like, it's definitely a very difficult path, and you got to find that fine balance, because like, yes, I was yelling NFTs are a good thing for, for almost a year now. I've been yelling it for almost a year now. Like, hey guys, NFTs are a good thing. This is going to be a transition, because all they are is peer-to-peer transformations into the blockchain. It's literally one transaction. That's all an NFT is. You provide a good or a service, and somebody transacts and buys for it. The JPEG narrative was gone during the bull run, honestly. If you actually go and sit in these spaces, listen to these people talk, and hear like all their stories, like, literally the NFT community is they're like a meme community, honestly. Like, they literally are nothing but, uplifting, and they're like,
it's
hey,
very positive.
They're like, let's retweet, let's like, guess what? Let's show them some love. Like, dude, this artist, like, I've met so many great people in the NFT community. It's unreal.
That's awesome.
So like, I hated how everybody was shitting on him, because I was like, yo, you weren't in their Twitter space like 5 minutes ago. Like, I spend most of my time outside of the Hex Twitter space. I literally go and sit in these shill spaces, and I'll just sit there and listen to them and be like, all right, what are they talking about? Somebody will come up, they'll be like, I'm a graphic artist. I've been doing this, doing that. Here's my art. We're going to push forward. Obviously, we want to go metaverse, all of this, grand scheme kind of things. And like, the actual average everyday people trying to build in the NFT space is so much better than the bullshit that gets put in front of your face. Because the bullshit that continuously gets put in your face is the people who have high advertisement budgets.
Yeah, they're marketing the scam. They're marketing it to you.
And guess what? They're getting paid to do it. They're getting paid to do it. Their ROI is like, they are expecting a return on their investment. I mean, you throw $2 million in advertisement, guess what? And then you mint out in less than 30 seconds. It's insane. That transition of wealth is very vast, and that's where the overpriced JPEG narrative came from. So
it was also like the top of the market too, like, was pretty wild.
Dude, that shit was
Like
crazy.
the top of the market was getting pretty buck wild. Like everyone was buying everything. I was buying everything. I bought polka dot at $46, I think.
I did.
Yeah, I think I sold all my Celsius at $8. Boom, nailed it right at the top. And then I bought all of that, all the funds from that. I went to polka dot at $46. So we get RIP to that bag. Guys, but that's part of crypto, right? Like if you haven't taken L's in crypto, like just stick around. Just
I've
stick
taken
around.
a lot of L's.
every day.
A lot of L's. The only ROI I ever had was Hex. Like,
Pay
let's
groups
be
will
honest.
lose you
I've been
lots of money,
fading
dude.
Apes.
Lots of
I've been
money.
fading Apes plays left and right, man. Whatever he DMs me, I'm shorting it.
Please do. Please do.
Like Trap Gravity would say, it's 100% on this one. 100%. He says,
Motley has a good comment.
Send Trap Gravity the link, dude. Let's go. Let's get him up.
I already did. Let's see what he sent me back.
So
Yes,
Motley
I did.
brought up that the V3, right? That was the difference.
Yo,
in
send
Richard's
Motley the.
V3
Oh,
AMM.
sorry.
We already tried.
Motley said
We
he might
tried.
have to keep it quiet tonight and head to bed soon. But so he says, sounds like testnet V3 is running well. Might be time to start accumulating hex, boys. Yeah, I mean, remember when we went into V2, the AMM bot was announced to be in V2 about a week before we actually got testnet V2 to us. He had dropped it in one of the tweets that the AMM bot's in V2. And so if he's saying the AMM bot's already in V3, then we're probably either in V3 or everything that needs to be done outside of the community and the SAC balances is prepared for the final stage of testing. And then it's just a matter of let's launch the final stage, probably 2 weeks, like you said, 2 to 4 weeks maybe, and then you're in the mainnet at the latest probably. So the mid-May, maybe June, maybe my birthday, who knows? But I think it's
Maybe my birthday.
it's going to be
Hex
hard.
Orca literally DM'd Richard and said, "Hey, please, my birthday."
7 times, man. I've told him 7 times to launch on my birthday.
Yo, I'm gonna chill. Hey, let's chill Motley real quick because his message literally stays the same. He tells you don't pick up pennies in front of freight trains. He said that about Pulse Doge, literally all of this bright and shiny stuff coming out. He says stay with the core. And this is not from Power City by any means, but he says stay with the big three, stay with the Richard Hart products, accumulate Hex, accumulate Pulse Chain, accumulate Pulse X. There's going to be a lot of bright and shiny things that get put in front of your face continuously. I'm literally dealing with it with my artists right now. Like they'll be there like, oh, dude, this has 7,000 ROI. This has this has that, and I'm like, hey, accumulate Hex, accumulate Pulse Chain and Pulse X, and move forward on that because like I was one of those people. I was like, oh my god, 1 million X on Time Wonderland for an APY, dude, I'm going up, So yes, I definitely I played around with all of that stuff, got wrecked in the habit, dude. Every single BSC reflection coin, I probably bought it. I probably bought it. So, and then I just definitely learned, hey, stay in the big three, accumulate from there. Don't get scared that you're not getting the gains that somebody else has there.
Yeah, don't FOMO. And bring new capital. If you want to go and get some exposure to higher risk, one of the benefits that we can say that Richard rubs some people the wrong way, but you absolutely cannot deny his level of exposure from the social standpoint. So the gains can be exponential as well as his exposure to the world. And maybe he goes viral a little bit before his coins do. And that in itself is an opportunity. And these other opportunities, they're going to come up every day. There's 100 million of them, but it is very impressive to see the immutability of Hex and how smooth the user side experience has been. Now, if you bought the top and you're hurting right now, Motley's giving you some great advice. This is a heck of a time to maybe look at a DCA, right? And
well, we talked to Monica literally in a Twitter space probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago. She came up. She didn't want to talk to anybody. She's like, I'm just lingering down here in the spaces. And then somebody was like finally getting her up. And then she came up and I was like, when did you buy in Hex? She's like, bought him like bought him pretty high, and I was like, "Are you mad right now?" Because like I honestly want to know. Like we haven't had a new all-time high in about 4 or 5 months. She's like, "No, this is my this is my retirement. This is my savings plan. I don't really care about what's going on right now." And I was like, "Holy shit!" Like that's insane because most people would have been like, "Oh fuck, I'm down 70-80%, whatever it may be." No, she's dollar cost averaging in. She's like, it's going to
Very
pump
cool.
again. Community's great. And I was like, wow, you do not hear that in a lot of cryptos.
No, yeah, you definitely get a lot more peace of mind, I think, with the staking mechanics of Hex.
Mm-hmm.
And it wouldn't be that peaceful if it wasn't immutable, right? If I was locked up for 15 years and only I can be punished, but some dev can change the contract, that would be a nightmare. But there's also that level of we've seen what it can do, and if you want to beat me up and say, yeah, but look at what it's done since the all-time high, go find me something in the legacy markets that's killing it during that same window of time, right? This isn't an accidental situation. We're seeing a correlation on the macro scale from quantitative tightening and things like that. So Netflix took a 35% kick in the ass. It was down 70% from its all-time high. Do you think Netflix is going to go on to do 1,000x from here? It would be unheard of. It'd be beyond Berkshire Hathaway market cap. It's not going to happen, y'all. It's just not in the cards for them. There's too much interdependability within that equity within those markets. So you can go and lose 70% anywhere, any day, even if it's in the less volatile legacy blue chip FANG stock. So it's like, I don't want to hear it, man. The volatility is just the argument you use when you didn't buy low or you sold high and now you feel like you're the king of whatever. But the risk is never going to go away. And I would rather pick something that it made its gains without promises. It made its gains on the merits. And I'll invest on the merits again.
Oh, no shit. Damn. Oh, I'm reading comments right now.
Mm-hmm.
Go up one up from that. Go one up from that. Yeah. That's insane. That's crazy.
I bought the tops so many times in this journey. I bought 6 figures of fresh capital over 40 cents. But I've been grinding ever since to DCA and lower and reducing my cost average. And yeah, that's what all of us are totally. Every single Hexagon has been doing that knows what's going on here, because it doesn't matter whether you buy a 40 cents. We buy all the time. I bought some today.
Yeah, man. I bought a fat sack at 42 cents. I bet Motley and I were looking at the same thing.
Oh, yeah, dude. And that chart was bullish. If you were looking at the TA there, that was bullish. That was bullish.
It was so bullish.
TA at the time,
hard. The TA on Hex was so misleading because it's like he said, I bought the tops so many times. It's like, yeah, because there were tops. There were all these new tops all the time. So you couldn't know.
I can't believe that from Motley because I know where he was in. I know where he was in. And then,
man, he's long term, right? He's got
that's insane.
Hey, Trustless. I don't think I've ever seen you in here before, Trustless. Great to see you. Thanks for hopping in. Guys, real quick, before we wrap up, anyone who has not signed up for the fitness challenge, guys, cryptofitness.com. We're going to have a new ad coming out tomorrow. Producer Bullish has been working overtime. Guys, let's check out the clip. If you are not signed up, remember, this is a free crypto fitness challenge. Prizes up to $15,000 USD value. Motley himself donated 90,000 hex because he doesn't give a rat's ass about anything except parabolic virality. Guys, Crypto Fitness Challenge. Check this out. Biceps in the chat. If I see enough biceps, I'll stay on. And I got like
biceps and apes.
So. Guys, biceps and apes in the chat. Check this out real quick. I think you might
Like he's so hyped up.
That beat slaps so freaking hard.
You said there's going to be a new video coming out for that? A new promo?
If producer, let me go back in my chat real quick, make sure I didn't miss anything. Pretty sure producer.
You got that right.
Whoa! You just invites himself in. The executive producer is in the building.
What do you got, boys? What do you got for the crowd?
Now there's gonna be a new, update to the website. There's gonna be a new promotional video.
Wow.
So we working. We're trying to get people fit.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, we're gonna get people fit.
Look, I don't usually drink. This is my second and my last glass, and then other than that, man, I've been eating cleaner. I've been getting my cardio in. I'm taking the right steps.
No, you got to give it hell until Sundays.
I'm not you guys weren't in the 4-year bulking season that I was. Okay, so I was when Da Vinci went to carve David. He didn't look for some tiny little piece of marble, right? He went for the biggest, boldest slab he could find, and so that's the approach I've taken the last few years. And now I'm trying to chisel down.
My man Nathan says, "Whatever y'all do, put me in jail. I can't be mad at y'all. Are hilarious, and y'all do sound like good people with good intentions." Yes, Nathan, you have happened to stumble upon God's gift to you, which is hex.com, pulsechain.com, and Crypto in the Morning, and the Hexagon Fitness Challenge, where you can earn up to $15,000 USD in prizes. It's going to be absolutely nuclear. Nathan, thanks for jumping in the stream, bro.
Hey, I like how you said that, Jim Rat, because a lot of people haven't read the advertisement whenever you go to the branding on hex.com, pulsechain.com, and PulseX. So whenever you go to hex.com, PulseChain, and PulseX and stuff like that, literally he tells you, say hex.com, say pulsechain.com. Whenever you're tweeting, whatever you're doing, always say .com so people get that realization that, oh, this is a website that I need to go to. Because you say hex to somebody, they're like, what the fuck's a hex? I don't know what a hex is.
Always say, is that some witch spell?
Yeah, like, every single time. So whenever it comes to branding and advertisement, because this is why I try to, pride myself on for the community. So if I do it all the time. If I see somebody put out a tweet or something, huh?
Police up in here?
Yeah. So as soon as
the marketing and branding.
Yeah. So as soon as I see somebody put out a tweet or something like that, I'm like, because I've done the same thing. I used to say ape steak hex, and then I literally went there and read his branding and advertisement. He said hex.com. He said, make sure you put hex.com. So whenever it comes to people doing that for branding and advertisement, please put .com behind everything, because whenever it comes to marketing, ease of access is the biggest key factor. 100%. So as soon as you send a tweet and you say #hex, no, put hex.com, because guess what? As soon as somebody sees that, they're not going to go and look for hex.com. They're going to click on that link from your tweet. And literally the analytical data in your tweet, everybody can see it, go and look at how many link clicks you got. Because whenever it came to, the whole fiasco with NASCAR, which I love what Motley did, and he's changing the game and stuff like that.
Did you see that it's going to be in the next NASCAR video game?
I know, I saw that. Love it.
Dope.
So
dope.
I didn't like the complete stance that Richard Hart took on it. I think, there was good and bad whenever it came to that. But you also got to look at the person who's next to buy it. What is who is getting ready to be on the buy button? All right. It's that person who clicks that link and already has a MetaMask downloaded and stuff. So whenever branding and advertisement, please put links in your tweets. Mm-hmm. Constantly do that. So as soon as somebody sees, oh, Crypto Orca tweeted, hex.com to the moon. Oh, guess what? I'm going to click on that. I'm at hex.com. All right, Next link there.
Yeah, links are the most important for sure. I totally agree with that. I don't know much about marketing other than just intuitively through just social media and stuff, but I throw my link everywhere. Mm-hmm. Just link. Because if anyone really gives a fuck, they're going to click on it anyway. And anyone who doesn't and finds whatever you say curious. When I do my stream in the morning, I post the thumbnail and just the straight up link. But when I'm doing other stuff, I post the full link. But sometimes having that big picture, if your thumbnail is really good, it's nice because it pops real hard on the Twitter page. It just pops. It's real big. But yeah, in general, like guys, your link has to be. You have to be linked up.
Yep.
Everything you touch has to have your link to whatever you've been talking about for the last week.
Yeah, I can't remember who I ran into that last time. I think it was Cryptographics. I love how he did his YouTube route and stuff like that, but his Twitter is definitely doesn't compare to his actual YouTube page. So like he put out some tweets and stuff like that.
Oh, it's a double gun.
Yeah, I had to. Spot on for the NASCAR event. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I love
don't even go down. I'm so huge.
Yeah, I love what Motley did. And like as soon as Richard, said something against it, I was the first one to tweet. I was like, "Oh, Richard, guess what? He's bringing Wales."
A lot better.
He could have handled it a lot better. But I see
those of us that have been watching a lot of his content, though. I mean, he's competitive, and that's where it's like you're asking for it a little bit. It's like how the event went from if you're just talking about the finish of the car, but like Motley said, dude, $1 million bought on spot. Nobody asked Richard, hey, did you notice that there was $1 million blip on the radar during this event? That's not how it was pitched. They pitched it as, how did you like seeing your brand? And just as the owner of the leader of a brand, he goes, well, I don't like being in last.
Well, Motley
but that
was
doesn't mean that it's not
talking about that
exposure and
today.
buy pressure and all of that, man. There's
literally
to it.
Yeah, Motley was talking about that today. He was streaming on your early morning channel, and he was like, yo, I'm competitive as fuck. If you want to challenge, he's like, yeah, I'm down. He's like, I did wrestling. I also did wrestling too. So I know where he was talking about with that. And
what were you wrestling back in high school?
Huh?
What weight?
No, middle school. I was like the high school I went to didn't have wrestling, so I didn't get to participate in it. Went to a very small school. So whenever I went to middle school, it was a larger school. I did, wrestling, baseball, football, all the sports, but then I moved to a smaller school that only had baseball, fall, and spring. So I didn't get to participate in all those sports. But yeah, definitely when he was talking about that competitive edge, wanting to win, yeah, that's me 100%. Like,
look at the Hex Deck comment though. Nailed it. He has used it since in several situations as a positive aspect. Of course, man. Like it's a really good visual. It's sharp. It's a great look. I've got tons of family, dude. They're huge into NASCAR, and like that was I don't. We always forget to make the phone call, right? Forgot to call mom this weekend or something like that. And so it was so cool getting to talk to some uncles and aunts of mine who are huge in the NASCAR game, but maybe I didn't have an excuse to pick up the phone, and now I had this excuse, and it was just a laugh riot, man. And it was like, this is so cool. How are you in a community that's in NASCAR? And it's like, dude, we're doing big things out here. This isn't small potatoes. This community's got firepower.
We have a lot of economical energy that can move very fast, but it has to be focused, and that's why I like kind of about LVC what they're doing. Because guess what? If you need a crowdsource, if you need to fund some money or something like that, there's nothing better than the Hexagon community. I don't see any other community giving away that amount of money to
they don't have the cohesion. They
No.
just can't coordinate it because there's not the common goal, right? So, and I'm not advocating for everyone to try and tap your Hexagon brothers and sisters for cash, right?
Yeah.
But I'm saying we do have a unique competitive edge over every community in crypto. Bitcoiners can't seem to come together and fuck themselves out of a bad spaghetti code. Sorry, GRC's mom. But like when Hexaco decides this is the way, then this is the way, and it gets done. And we've seen it on a couple of occasions that are just obvious. No other community is touching that.
Guys, it's been such a pleasure.
Yeah, get some sleep, dog.
What an amazing
You're not a
time.
night owl.
2 hours and 48 minutes felt like 1 hour with you boys. Always good to take constructive criticism. We were all crushed when we didn't qualify, including RH, but we learn and we push forward. JJ, he and his crew are Hexagons, and they're ready for Pulse Chain. That's what a lot of people don't understand about a lot of these things. They have downstream effects that are kind of unquantifiable. One of my favorite words, unquantifiable, because a lot of the stuff we talk about here really is, right? Like downstream effects and stuff like this, it are impossible to quantify. They cannot, because people speak, people walk, people talk, they get their computers out, They have rich friends. And in the NASCAR world, I mean,
There's a
clearly
lot of
everyone's
money, man.
rich as fuck, guys.
There's a lot of money.
It's your boy. It's your boy GRC. Do you guys have anything you would like to say or shill?
Dude, I'm chilling your channel tonight because you're putting in double time today. So make sure that you like the video. Sometimes I forget. So just make sure you like the video. If you don't mind, if you're not subscribed, obviously do that. But next time that you tune into one of GRC's videos or Crypto in the Morning that he does with Sam and he invites all these guests and stuff, don't be afraid to take 10 seconds to click the share button, copy the link, throw it on Twitter. You might not realize how powerful that stuff is, but I'm telling you, that is going to really support this channel, and this channel really supports your bags. It's a no-brainer. It's a win-win.
Yeah, that's definitely true. If you guys ever see me in a stream and you see my head down like that, that's because I'm literally on my phone. I'm literally on my phone. I'm going to the YouTube channel right now, and like literally, I'm liking, I'm sharing, and I'm sending it out on Twitter. I mean, that's my largest platform right now. So that's where I get the most movement. That's where I get the most ROI. So I literally do that every single time. If you want to, like, yo, I love Jim Rat's, spam fucking tactic. It's not spam. I mean, he's just spreading the message. All right. Everybody needs to stop being a bitch about spam. All right. Yeah, literally, the spam king is our founder. All right. Come on, guys. So
the OG.
Yeah, the OG.
Hey, I'm going to drop it. I don't care. Richard responded to me and he said, keep up the good work, brother.
Let's go.
Biceps in the chat for Richard, guys.
Biceps in the chat.
Richard, if you're watching this, brother, I appreciate all the stuff you do. Seriously, you've taught me more than any other dude in this earth, and I've done a lot of paid courses, my guy. A lot. A fucking shit ton, and I'll probably never do one again. Thank you so much, Richard, for everything you've taught me for free, showing us that we can chase our passions and we don't have to be paid for little pieces of trash, because that's all it is. When you're getting paid to speak in any way, shape, or form, I'm not saying and you're not being transparent, it's disgusting, guys. Thank you so much for everyone who is here. It's your boy GRC. We got the Crypto Fitness Challenge. I'm going to end with the commercial. Guys, thank you so much for the $5 super chat.
Nice.
CD Des,
Montreal.
Cheers from Montreal. Great to see you. Thank you so much. Jim Rat talking to billionaires, no big deal.
Casual.
Asking
casual.
If this was me. No, it's not me. And then I saw another guy asking about an influencer. Like I retweeted this Jim Rat Crypto that's having a Hexagon Fitness Challenge. There's guys impersonating him. So
Damn it, I couldn't get my arm under Richard's head.
I know you're trying to
for all the impersonators out there, you can ask my D. Get the hell out.
If this was me. No, it's not me. And then I saw another guy asking about an influencer. Like I retweeted this Jim Rat Crypto that's having a Hexagon Fitness Challenge. There's guys impersonating him. So asking if this was me. No, it's not me. And then I saw another guy asking about an influencer. Like I retweeted this Jim Rat Crypto that's having a Hexagon Fitness Challenge. There's guys impersonating him. So
how are you going to impersonate those biceps, dog? You can't.
Yo, how did you get your shirt off so fast? First of all, was there a tear?
Guys, thank you so much. I love everyone. Hex to the moon, pulse to the moon. Everyone, this is the best. This is so much better than my other job, dude. Oh,
hell yeah, man.
My God. I want to spread the truth about Hex, Pulse Chain, the scams that are going on every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern. Crypto in the morning, guys. Thank you so much. Everyone, Hex Orca, stakes, Gold Key. Oh, just a slight 150 million thrown into a little stake. No big deal. Those are the guests that I bring on.
Light bag,
guys,
light bag.
Let's freaking go. Biceps up. And boom.